Hello, everybody. Our models have disappeared. Where have they gone?
Oh no!
You're invisible.
We're invisible, guys. Welcome back,
We
everybody, to VTuber Tabletop. I'm Invisible Man Merlin the Magister. Joining me is everyone else. I don't know why everything is invisible.
We rolled a 20 on our stealth check.
You guys rolled super high. What the heck just happened?
Merlin cast invisibility on the party.
I did. I cast it. I cast it at 9th level, and now I can't even remember casting it.
Oh
Oh
no.
boy.
You update the reactive images for all the scenes.
Oh yeah, did you update the links?
I did.
Yeah, did you put in a new link?
Oh, I have the same ones on both pages.
Ah.
What the heck is happening?
Hmm.
Nani? Oh.
Nani?
Oh?
I know.
Nani?
I think I know. Because I did it for the general chat, and this is not the general chat.
Ah, should we head back to the general chat then?
Yeah, alright. Alright, let me... Alright. I think I can fix it. There we are.
We can do it together.
The power of friendship.
Yay. With the power of friendship.
Is this gonna work? The frick? Alright. So, hello, Aphilo. We're invisible.
Hey,
Oh,
hey.
boy. Alright.
We're...
Okay, let me go to the battle screen. Okay, that's not working. Great. This is classic. See, guys, whenever I say I'm prepared, something fucks up.
Should we just
Yeah,
head
exactly.
into general?
Let's all move back to general and see if that fixes it.
Mhm.
Alright. We'll be right back, everybody.
Awesome.
Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. Now it's working.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm just... See, guys, it's a very, very simple fix here. You ready? There we are. Now we're in live. I'll just change the names around. There we are. Welcome to...
Such a lazy way to do it.
I'm a lazy person. Hi everybody. Should I just restart the stream?
No.
No.
You have to keep the fumble.
Alright. Welcome back,
Gotta
everybody.
keep the fumble, man.
Ah, Lasai. Hello, everybody. I'm your humble dungeon wizard, Merlin the Magister. Let's get straight to it. I don't think I have any announcements, so let's hashtag plug ourselves. If I can find the emote. We've got so many cool emotes now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's start with Usubeni Yume.
Yeah, well, greetings, everyone. Name is Usubeni Yume. This week, I unfortunately don't have the latest chapter written for Lucy's origin stories because I've been quite busy. And the beginning of the week wasn't a good time, but hopefully this week it'll come out. And you guys will be able to see chapter 9, which is the second to last chapter. So please look forward to that. Check out my YouTube for any poetry or anything else that you might enjoy. And I'm actually thinking of maybe streaming later today or tomorrow. So if you want to see the rare Yume stream, come check it out.
Amazing. Astrid.
Hi everybody, it's me Astrid. I stream here on Twitch. I make a bunch of art as well, but I do like to, play games and such. I've got a new microphone and new headphones, so hopefully I sound pretty good now. But yeah, you can find me pretty much everywhere at Astrid Arcana. And I am excited for today's session, and I hope everyone has had a lovely week. Yeah.
The detective himself, WyndhamVossler.
Well, hello. I'm WyndhamVossler, detective VTuber and part-time catboy. I'm sort of a variety streamer. I play a bunch of games, try and have a lot of fun. Currently, I just get destroyed in Elden Ring. That's about all I do.
Amazing. PastelTheSnake.
Hello, friends. My name is PastelTheSnake on both Twitch and Twitter. I am a TTRPG streamer now. On my channel, we stream on Mondays for like nerdy stuff. We build or we play Magic, something fun like that. And then on Thursdays, we play a game called Glitter Hearts on my channel at 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So if you like alternative TTRPGs from like the original fantasy setting, this one would be an urban fantasy setting. And we have a lot of fun doing some goofs and some gags. So
Hey,
check us
goofs
out.
and gay.
That's
Yereza.
me.
Hi, I'm Reza. I'm a self-employed / unemployed artist here on Twitch. I do mostly art and gaming, and yeah, that's it. That's all I do. I just hang around and chill.
Nice, that's what we like to hear. And hi everybody, I'm Merlin the Magister, humble dungeon wizard. I like to do all sorts of things, like paint miniatures, and do other sorts of things like play Apex Legends. I'm actually back on that Apex grind, and I'm loving it. I'm glad that you guys made me uninstall League. It has been very good for my mental health.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be playing FPSs again. I might be streaming maybe on my personal channel. I've been working a lot out in the real world, so I'm a little bit more busy than I usually am. But also, I have a new Merlin the Magister form coming, which is going to be
The best one.
form you've ever seen. I'll just say it's very magical. Yeah.
Oh my.
Very anime inspired.
Oh hell yeah!
It's gonna be pretty pog. And yeah, Merlin the Frog is gonna be wearing a wig, which is gonna be pretty cool.
No,
Anyway,
that's his natural hair.
that's true. He's just naturally gorgeous like that. He shaves it off normally to wear the hat. But yeah, so let's get right down to it with an episode recap written by Mr. Usubeni Yume. For last week's episode 30, An Imposter Among Us. Bum, 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 bum. After the group figures out their location on the island of Renee, Lucy convinces Dante to let him see the sacred instruments. Lucy plays a few notes on the flute, attempting to determine its magical effects, but nothing special of note occurs. Dante then tries to convince Lucy that he should give the flute back and resorts to using a charm spell to get him to comply. Meanwhile, Rowen watches over the oxygen-high Emmyth until she returns back to consciousness. Once she does, Rowen and Emmyth talk about Eve's surprise appearance and come to an apologetic understanding of what happened. However, the entire party's peace is cut short when Dante shouts out that Lucy's actions have given their location away to none other than Xandros the Gold. They then take the night in an inn. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Preparing to leave first thing in the morning. Lucy wakes up first and sets up an unsuccessful attempt to lure Xandros outside the village. In his place, multiple imposters walk amongst the inn and ambush the party while trying to steal the instruments. However, one well-placed and timed lightning strike from Matif is enough to kill all of the attackers at once, including their leader.
That was so hot.
Lucy rejoins the party after all the action has occurred and decides to write a letter filled with all his money to the orphanage. Filled with all his money before departing the village. He receives 2 mysterious letters in the mail. One is a letter from his mother, wishing him well. The other contains an old soldier's insignia badge and a picture of his mother imprisoned. He keeps these to himself, hoping not to trouble the party. Not long after, Emmyth approaches him about her strong feelings towards Lucy. Her heartfelt words bring Lucy joy, however, he then claims he doesn't see a future for them where they are both happy. So once again, the group's bonds are tested as they decide on their next step. So, Heralds. You guys are chilling. You guys haven't gone to the surface yet, right? So you guys are still in the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Emmyth and Lucy are on the sunken boat.
Yeah.
In the crow's nest.
as having finished your heartfelt discussion.
We finished it?
I'm assuming you guys are still there. I believe that's where I ended the session.
Oh, I walked off.
Oh yeah, you walked away. So yeah, Lucy,
Yeah.
you're alone in this sunken ship's crow's nest.
Okay.
So I'll just go around and ask everybody what's doing. Lucy, what do you want to do after Emmyth leaves you at the top of this sunken ship?
I'm gonna pull out the hourglass and just keep it in my hand. And then when I look out from the crow's nest, where is everyone?
I believe everybody else is still grouped up. I believe, yes.
Yeah.
Dante, Matif, and
In
Rowen.
front of the inn, right?
Yeah, you guys. So you look over and you can see Matif, Dante, and Rowen all hanging out in front of the inn, and you can see Emmyth walking in their general direction.
Well, I'll go ahead and join the group and pull out the letters that I just received.
Right, you see Lucy and Emmyth after they walked off to have a quick discussion. Emmyth walks back. Emmyth, how are you looking?
Oh god. Not too funky fresh. Very plain expression, I suppose. You know,
So Emmyth makes her way back to the
trying to
group.
mask it.
Oh.
And as Lucy rejoins, 30 seconds after, you see him pull out some letters that he had received. And you can...
Yeah, so I know this isn't the right time. And all of you probably hate my guts right now, but I take out the letter with the picture of Lucy's mother. And I'll show it to everyone.
You all
There's something I need to do.
You see a very early 1800s, when, beginning of photography style picture in grayscale of a very humble, country woman, her very wrinkled from her time in the sun, at the knees of somebody all of you have met / fought with, at the feet of Adam. Adam.
Who is that, Lucifer?
So this picture right here is of my mother, Mary Lee Burns. And I'm gonna tell you all right now, whether or not y'all come with me, I'm saving her.
Adam has your mother?
I don't know. He could be tricking me, but it's not a risk I'm willing to take. If anything's happened to her, then I don't know what the fuck I'd do. So I need to go soon. And like I said, whether y'all come with me is up to you. But I'm gonna get her out no matter what.
I feel like we have bigger problems right now.
Question. How long has it been since we saw Adam at the Cardinal's Inn?
Great question. I would say about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. I'm trying to think about. Yeah, I would say about probably a week and a half or 2 weeks, because you guys sailed from Pillager's Cove to Solway, and then
If
when you went into the other world, you were there for quite a while to the pocket plane. So I would say probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks since you last saw Adam.
it helps, it was episode 24 when we got ambushed by him.
Yeah, it was like 7 episodes ago.
And considering he's in cahoots with the spell thieves, he might have teleportation means to get to Lucifer's hometown quickly enough to grab his mom. And sent that letter within the 2 weeks.
Then, as he's looking at you, he pulls out the hourglass. So, we've all seen this hourglass before, and we all know that it takes him somewhere. And I'm willing to bet that it probably takes him somewhere back in Markovia. And if y'all are gonna help me, this is what I'm gonna do.
I would like to raise both of my hands, like, because I know how quickly you vanish once, how quickly the spell thieves vanished once they use that hourglass. Alright. We do talk about this first, right? Because I'm kind of wondering if he's like just gonna jet.
Yeah. Yeet out of there.
Yeah.
I'm asking y'all right now. You can come with me if you want, and you don't have to. But sometime in the next 5 minutes or so, I'm gonna take this hourglass to wherever it takes me.
I call for a group huddle away from where Lucy's standing.
I mean, we can group huddle where Lucy is. Unless, I mean, sure, you can.
A meter away from him, we just huddle.
Yeah, that's what I'm honestly fucking thinking.
Like 6 feet.
So sad.
Like 3
Clearly
feet
is
away.
everything.
He is everything.
Yeah.
So when they do that, I'll go ahead and go back to the crow's nest.
Alright, so Lucy sees you guys move not very far away, and then Lucy leaves to head back to the sunken ship, not too far away from the village.
Oh my god.
Wait, question out of character. So where's his mum being held, supposedly, we think?
We
Where?
don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I'm guessing
We have no
Markovia.
idea. I was scared I missed the detail. Okay, but we just don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my. Alright, continue. Sorry.
What is it, Matif?
Honestly, I say good riddance. If he has his stuff to do, his people to save. Goodbye.
Can I look at Dante and Emmyth to see what they're thinking?
Sure.
No.
You may
No,
not.
only Matif.
Dante, how are you looking?
Dante's sort of just standing a bit, sort of moving a bit, looking down the ground. Sort of, he's sort of unsure as to what to do himself. Yeah, he's sort of just contemplating stuff.
Emmyth is crossed armed. Cross her arms. And she's not really kind of looking at anyone, really, and he can do whatever he pleases. I don't really care.
Oh, sweetie, we're gonna have a conversation later.
Are you saying that to Emmyth?
No, I'm thinking it though.
Oh god. You'll see Emmyth is my hands are like squeezing my arms, like tensing up with my arms crossed, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Seeing the group like that, I would like to probably mostly speak to Matif, going, Matif, I understand why you feel the way you do. And I haven't even been around Lucy as long as you have. I have no idea what happened in your past, but it must have been intense. What I'm thinking, I'm not asking anyone to make up with him right away or even talk to him necessarily. The thing I am thinking though, if the spell thieves are after the instruments and Adam works with them, do you think, is there a way that they were already to Bellissima, and maybe where Adam is would be the place where the violin is? Personally, I would like to help Lucy, even though I do think he has some talking to do with all of you. But even if I was not emotionally ready to help him, I think it would be worth going to where Adam is and find out what he knows about the instruments.
Adam.
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 We, Merlin, correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
but we think the last instrument was. No, I can't even remember. But we had an idea of where the last instrument was, right?
In Bellissima, right?
Yeah, so you were informed by Guston, way back when, that he had received intel that the violin might be in Bellissima. You don't have solid proof that it's there. But he said that's where, according to his intel, that's where he thinks it is. You've received no guarantees of like this person's ready to give it to you. Like you've been told it might be there, but he wasn't sure himself. That was his best lead at the time.
What's Bellissima on the map again?
Bottom left.
What am I doing? Sorry, I'm just scrolling through
All
it.
the way over here.
Ah! I couldn't read it. That's why.
He did tell you that
While the
sailing.
group is
Sorry, real quick. He did say that sailing into the Typhoon Blue, which is the western sea, is basically suicide, and you shouldn't do it because the waves and the storms that are around that area make it nearly impossible to sail through. That he suggested going via land through the Kingdom of Schoberg south. But you guys can do whatever the hell you want. That's what he gave you ages ago.
You there decided my fate. Can I start? And it doesn't have to mean anything. Like, Lucy would like to start sharpening his weapons and
Okay.
like getting them ready.
Sure. Cutting back to the main group.
just.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You go first.
Okay, just the last things I want to get out. This intel, if we got it, they might have gotten it as well. If Adam is funded by the Markovian government, he might have found out even more. I think there is just a good chance that the violin is with him, as there is that it is still in Bellissima. But despite all of this, these are merely my thoughts, and I look at Emmyth. Wherever you go, I will follow.
Oh, sorry, real quick. Just to, as you say that,
Oh god.
you feel, you as Rowen, you feel your oath is to Emmyth, but inside, you feel a second pull towards Lucy. It's like there's like a miniature tug of war. The tug of war pulling towards Emmyth is winning, but there is somebody pulling towards Lucy.
I punch my stomach.
It hits plate mail. It hits metal. Because you're wearing armor.
It's the gesture.
See, it's really hard because there's part of me, like Pastel, that really doesn't want Lucy to go. But I feel like, Matif does not want to do this. We can find the instrument on our own. We don't need these side distractions getting in the way of our... And he, like, looks up at the sky, and he, like, kind of gulps down the, like, feelings that are rising up in him, and it's like... our mission, as it were. There are people out there that are scared, and rightfully so. The world looks like it's about to be on fire. And if our duty, he like has hard time getting the word out, is to bring these things together so that we I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is Lucy has always had his problems. They will always be his problems. You know why? Because he makes problems. He gets himself into situations and then hopes that the people around him will bail him out. Well, I'm not doing it anymore. Look at Emmyth.
Hey, what?
You look incredibly sad.
Come on, we can all see it.
Make insight checks.
Okay, maybe we
Also-
don't see it. Let's see.
Did I
Fine. 16.
I know I'm far enough, but did I hear any of this with a 10?
No,
That I
you're not
rolled?
hearing any of this,
Okay.
dude.
4.
Well, my 16 probably got me there.
Yeah, Matif, you see that Emmyth is upset. Rowen, Emmyth looks perfectly pristine as always. She looks fine. You don't know what he's talking about.
Oh my god.
All right. Okay. Dante.
Mhm.
Can you make a intelligence check for me?
Absolutely.
Don't worry about it.
That's a yes.
5.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Dante's very smart.
Oh, Lucy, make an intelligence check for me.
You can.
Don't worry about it. Continue.
That's a 4.
Shit.
Continue.
We're so crap. That's really.
Were you gonna say Merlin?
I just said continue.
Merlin.
Okay. You don't think this is having a toll? And then you obviously don't see it, so you're looking at me like, I'm fucking crazy.
Wait, who exactly were you talking to just then?
I'm talking to
Pastel?
Yereza, but I'm using you as an example.
Oh,
We were telling, look at her. Look at this pathetic girl.
No, I said, look at Emmyth. You don't think this is having a toll on us? I mean, yeah, it's like, look at the pathetic girl.
I'm just like, hey, what the fuck? Come on,
not seeing what the fuck is going on with Emmyth, which honestly, I am a horrible bodyguard. I go. I think that is up to Emmyth to decide how much she's willing to do.
Rowen.
Mm-hmm.
As you and the others are talking,
my
you
God.
feel your longsword, your crystal longsword,
Mhm.
begin to vibrate somewhat.
What the fuck? All right. Can I put a hand on the hilt
Sure.
and look around and see what might be causing that?
Make a perception check.
No.
Everything around you looks
There's-
fine. But as you put a hand on the hilt, you can feel the sword. It feels as if it's trying to like escape the sheath, trying to like eject
Oh.
itself out of the sheath.
Ah, I'm holding it in place. Something's going on. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that reminds me actually, real quick. What color is your longsword?
It's black.
Good to know. Give me 1
Good
second.
to know.
Wait, I need to get a book down. Give me 1 second. Continue.
Well, it is
well-
black and bone and pink and gold.
Here's the book.
Well, don't we have to just, where do we have to head? Let's just, enough fucking dilly-dallying. Just put everything aside and let's just go where we need to go. I don't know what's so hard about this. Like, why are we still
Exactly.
talking? So what? Where are we headed to Bellissima? Is that where we're headed?
That's
Yes,
where I say
no.
we go.
Okay, well, we need to head south anyways, right? Okay.
Yes.
Doesn't that happen to be where Lucy wants to head anyways?
Are you actually entertaining this idea?
Did you not fucking listen to me? We need to head south. He needs to head south. I didn't necessarily say that we were doing it for his sake. I said we're doing it for our sake, but it happens to be that he is also heading south.
Right?
No. You'd be heading either
No.
north or very far west.
Where are we?
You guys are on the island of Renee in the Prismatic Isles. Yeah.
Let me look at the
Renee?
map real quick.
What the fuck? Oh shit!
We
Yeah.
teleported really far away.
There's Bellissima. Here is
Oh,
Markovia.
yeah. You can't go further south. What is wrong with me? Well, okay. Imagine everything I just said, except replace the word south with west. Just to confirm out of character. Are we all theoretically needing to go towards Bellissima, west?
No.
No.
Lucy needs to go
What?
north. Lucy needs to go north.
Where's
need
Lucy
to-
headed?
Lucy needs to head to
said
Markovia because his
Markovia.
mum's been kidnapped.
I thought he said Bellissima. Oh dear.
We're going to Bellissima.
I'm so sorry that my brain is doing the bad stuff.
That's okay, honey.
Is being the slow. And Markovi's up there. Oh my.
The thing
oh
is,
my.
if Markovia is looking for the violin, they might already have it.
How do we know that they're doing that, though?
Well, we have just been ambushed by a bunch of spell thieves who wanted to rob Dante.
Those were from the Awa Republic.
Whoops! Well, fuck me, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, because Xandros is from the Awa Republic.
Yes, but he's currently in Liu Pai, which is in the Diplomatica. He fled the Awa Republic after the war.
And
Well, before the war started.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not affiliated with the Our Republic. He's
No.
from there.
He's just from there.
Oh.
He's not affiliated.
I thought that was like his big thing because he had his company was called the Awa.
The West
Okay.
Awa Company, because that's where it was founded.
Yeah.
But it's
So-
it's an international company.
Don't we have the ability, thanks to little Dante here, to travel via nature or some shit?
we do.
Okay.
So we don't need Lucy and his whatever piece.
I'm saying that. Well, Dante, have you seen and remember a tree in A, Markovia, B, Bellissima?
I mean, I've seen a lot of trees in Markovia. I've spent most of my life there. I've never been to Bellissima. I never left Markovia until until I started traveling with you guys.
Rowen, your sword begins to vibrate and attempts to exit the sheath, like it's banging against your hand.
Jesus! Does it pull in a certain direction?
Yeah, it's trying to pull outwards, out of the sheath.
Alright, I'll just pull it. Like, what the fuck is going on? I have a strong grip on it, though.
Cool. You pull it out, and it kind of floats in the air for a second, and
Whoa!
then almost like a compass begins like searching for a specific direction, and the point of the sword points directly at Dante's bag.
Huh.
Sorry, what?
Wait a second.
Rowan, is that you?
Out of character. Instrument compass? No,
Would be
I don't know.
nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. I don't know what it's doing.
You have a sentient sword.
I sure hope not. I have enough sentiences inside me.
Ooh, too soon. Holy shit.
Oh god.
Oh my.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry to interrupt this, Dante. Would you mind just taking one of the instruments out real quick and seeing if my sword is gonna follow it?
No, not at all. Yeah, and I open up the bag of holding and pull out the flute.
Sure, yep. The sword immediately points towards it.
Oh my god.
That sword seems like a useful tool to have.
Yeah, I wish it just wouldn't point at the things that we already found. Wanna try putting the flute to the sword real quick? I don't wanna like go to Dante with a drawn sword that like kind of has a life on its own.
This impales me.
Sure.
But yeah, I bring the flute closer then.
Okay, you bring the flute closer, you place the tip of your sword against the flute. Shut up.
Wait.
sorry.
Wait. Shit. I think there's a moment right before it happens that Matif's like, wait! This is
I pull back. What is it?
Well, the last time we did something with one of these instruments, we got ambushed by like 13 halflings. So like,
You
I
have
don't
a
know.
point. Counterpoint. It's really annoying when my sword vibrates.
Oh,
well, maybe we should
God.
like get ready to jump ship, quote unquote, when this fucking happens.
Alright.
I mean, how
Jump ship
quickly
into
can they
what,
get
fucking
another
water?
13 over here? Like, they're already dead.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? Jump ship into what? Water?
I can't get over what Dante just said. They're all dead.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
You'll
Sorry.
just grill them again, Matif. I think,
I mean, I guess do it, but we gotta get ready to get out of here. Do it.
Alright. I am ready to leg it.
Okay.
I offer you the sword again.
Dante?
And I take the flute to it.
Okay. You place the flute
Touching tips.
on the edge of the blade, and immediately the flute begins to exude through the end, obviously where music would come out, or sound, begins to exude this awful like green mist,
Ah!
like sickly green mist.
What the
Oh no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Why do I still do things? I'm so sorry.
Rowen, your sword begins to shine very brightly.
Uh-huh.
That's it. Just begins to glow really brightly.
If I hold the glowy stuff into the green foggy stuff, does anything happen?
If you do what, sorry?
If I hold my sword towards the green sickly shit that's coming out of the flute now.
Nothing like happens. It just
Oh, alright.
it's just mist.
What does the green stuff smell like?
No!
It's really
I put a cloth over my mouth.
it smells like mulch, but it smells like compost, Dante, which you're very familiar with. But this is and you're very familiar being a farmer, using your background as a farmer. This is the scent of compost that has been infected with like a fungus and needs to be like disposed of.
Oh no.
Actually, it smells like chloroform.
Exactly. It smells exactly like chloroform. You all die
That's wrong.
next campaign.
I'll die.
Sorry for making the flute stinky.
It doesn't smell very good.
No. If you put it back, will all your things start smelling like that?
I mean, it's not like there's anything super important in the bag. It's just, everything I own.
And as the longer you hold the sword towards it, and you hold it up, the mist begins to get stronger and stronger before eventually the mist kind of like sputters out, and then the center of the flute cracks.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
Did we just break that?
But maybe can you like put it back? Does it reform if you put it back together?
Can I put on my magic glasses?
Sure.
Okay. So one of the abilities of detect magic is that you can tell what school of magic.
Mm-hmm.
What school of magic is this flute?
Divination and necromancy.
So
Okay.
while all this is going on, am I able to see what?
Oh yeah, you can
what's
see.
going on
Oh,
from
you
where I
can
am?
see this going on. You can hear the shouting.
Well, it was just supposed to be like a little huddle of like, okay, we're gonna go with him, and then it's just there's just smoke coming up and screaming.
We got sidetracked pretty
Lucy's like,
goddamn
what
hard.
the fuck are they doing, man? Oh my god.
Yeah, we were
Does-
supposed to talk about where we're like if we're going with them. Now we just broke a priceless artifact.
Oh god.
Does my sword still vibrate?
No. Once it cracks, your sword stops vibrating.
That bitch. Can I sheath it?
Yep.
All right.
Hey.
Did we just fucking break it?
Um,
I think so.
Yep, that's
no,
yep.
no. We did nothing. It was a sword. Yeah.
Question, can I hold my sword towards Matif to detect magic?
Sure. Do you want me to detect magic on your sword?
Please.
Yep.
Do you see anything?
What school of magic is it?
So Matif, you've detected magic around Rowan's sword before, right? You know that it is I can't speak. Oh my god. You know that it is a magic item, and before it seemed to be like, you know, a somewhat decent magic item. You guys have some power, some magic items that are, you know, at a similar level. It was nowhere near the level of Nature's Accord, for example, or Death's Mantle, but now it is glowing immensely to a similar, probably not quite as strong as Nature's Accord or Death's Mantle, but close. It looks to be an extremely strong magic item. And
Ooh.
you also
Oh, no.
sense. Sorry, let me just look up Schools of Magic real quick. Schools of Magic 5e, because I need to remind myself. Obviously, enchantment is one of them. And a weird mix of abjuration and divination, where it seems the abjuration is working in tandem with the divination. So it seems to be some sort of like protective magic that senses around it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So it kind of uses divination magic to sense for danger, in a way. And I'm writing up the magic item as I speak.
Where did we get the flute from again? Was that Sir?
So you got that from. So back in after the war, you were given a crate of the cello and the flute that Gustin stole
Robbie.
from Xandros. Because obviously they're intensely powerful magical artifacts that are, you know, kind of belong to Gustin's culture. So he stole them back. But yeah, you guys haven't you guys put him in a bag and never looked at him. So this is your first time actually getting a proper look at it.
Other than Lucy playing it like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I don't think this is Lucy's fault.
Oh, Matif will find a way. Matif will find a way and make it Lucy's fault.
I just want.
So are there like innate properties that divination things have?
What do you mean? Like properties?
Yeah, like like, I guess, like, is there something that most divination objects can do?
It depends on the item. Some can
So
be
this
used...
could just be like a dowling rod, almost.
Make an intelligence check, Matif. Or
I thought
Arcana, sorry.
divination-
Make an Arcana check.
I'm better at that.
From the knowledge that when Lucy took out the flute before, that Xandros appeared in a little orb watching, the fact that he didn't want to let it go and Dante had to charm him, which he did inform you guys of, you're pretty sure this is probably a fake that Xandros planted to find the actual ones.
Okay.
So he was using the flute to look through and see where it was going and where people were.
So pull out the other one. Wait, it's broken though, right?
Yeah, the flute the flute is now very broken.
I put the flute on the ground and I stomp on it.
Sure.
Oh, Matif,
Now that the magical properties have been dispersed, it just crumples. It's very poorly made. Now that the magic has disappeared to make it look better, it's actually not a very high quality flute.
I am shocked. I am just frozen. Internally, this is somehow my fault.
Every time he like hits his foot to the flute, he goes, "Motherfucker!"
Oh my god.
Dante sort of lifts both of the hands, sort of frozen.
A
So
fake?
fake to spy on us.
Are you sure?
That bitch.
Bring out the other one.
How long has it
Okay.
been since they started talking?
A while. You're watching Matif stomp on the flute. Magic flying everywhere.
Fuck.
Rowan pulls out a
It's been
sword.
more than 5 minutes.
It's been more than 5 minutes, yeah.
Lizzie just leave.
Okay.
Just 15 minutes of like pure chaos.
He's gonna look very confused, and he's gonna go down there to where you guys are fooling around. And he's gonna say, don't know what y'all are doing, but I need to go.
Hey, bye. As he's still stomping.
Ow!
Oh, we didn't even make a fucking decision.
Sorry, what did you say?
We didn't even make a decision.
No.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm sorry, just out of character, I guess. So Adam was with Spell Thieves when he ambushed Lucy at the Cardinal Sin. Were those the? Did they look similar to the guys who just ambushed us?
Similar. You guys didn't exactly inspect them.
Yeah.
I will say actually, because you did loot the bodies. The body that you looted in Pillager's Cove of the Spell Thief didn't have the same like gold medallion that the ones you fought yesterday or today had. So they're probably different groups, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think all I'm going to say is that, well, now we only have one fucking 3 instruments that we're after, correct?
Hmm.
Well,
So, look, if we know the next one's going to be in Bellissima,
Oh.
then
I'm
yes.
well, if Xandros still has the real flute, then we also, I guess we have a lead there.
And this, I point at Lucifer's sand clock. Shit, I forgot the. Is it sand clock?
Yeah,
Hourglass?
hourglass.
Hourglass.
Sorry. English
No,
weird.
nope. It's now officially sand clock.
Sand clock.
Canon.
Sunglass. I love it. I love it.
It's how you call it in German. Anyway, this would take us directly to Sandros, wouldn't it?
Don't know for sure, but that's where my hope is. I'm gonna take me right to that son of a bitch.
All right. Lucy, because I'm aware it's been like 15 minutes and he gave us an ultimatum of 5. If you go there alone, you won't be able to do anything. Okay? No, that sounded horrible. I mean, like, I'm trying to, like, reform my sentence. What I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to, if you go with us, there's a bigger chance of saving your mom. Please wait.
Wait for what?
For us to figure out if the violin is also a fake, and to maybe change our objective. I look at the other 3 to where 2 instruments most probably are, which is Sandros.
I'll walk over to Dante and hold out my hand, as if asking for the last instrument.
No!
I will also do that.
Oh no, no, come on!
Pick, Dante. Pick your ship.
And Dante, like a dog, asks to pick between its owners, just looks from hand to hand. I mean, if you're asking me to pick one of you, no.
Dante, I'm the one who can see the magic. I'm the one who can tell you if it's corrupted.
Well, then look at it. Do you need your hands for that?
I'm not picking a side between you. No.
Fine, just pull it out.
I'll pull it out, but I'll grip it tightly.
Okay. I will look at it. That's all I really wanted to do.
You look at the cello, and it is an intensely magic item. It is on a similar level to Nature of the Chord, if not further.
Whoa.
Okay.
Exceptionally powerful.
Oh, that's the real
That's
shit, boy.
right. What school of magic is it?
Oh boy. Let me look. Schools of Magic 5e. I have to I should just have it up. Evocation, Abjuration, Enchantment.
Ah.
Okay, so this thing has elements in it. That's cool.
And I'll say because of how you operate, Matif, because of the elements that you are familiar with, this is incredibly powerful with lightning magic specifically.
Ooh. Okay. I will I will relay this to the group and say that it probably is not a fake, knowing the intensity behind it.
Also, I will just interrupt here. Hey, Yereza, can you reload your D&D Beyond and look at your magic items, please?
Oh.
Also, can I ask, is my sword freaking out at the presence of the viola? Whoa! I love that name!
Her new sword, as opposed to just a regular crystal longsword, is now the Starlight Sunderer.
Ooh.
I'm not going to give you any more information though. That is up to Yereza.
Ah.
God, I'm sorry. I'm currently reading through it. I'm trying not to like make Twitch inappropriate sounds, so I'll just.
Also, I invented a new type of dragon. To
Oh.
yeah.
You did!
I'll read that bit because it's
I'm
cool.
a dragon.
This magic sword's blade is fashioned from a horn from a deep dragon and inlaid with scales from a rose quartz dragon.
Right.
There you go,
That's
black
sick.
and pink.
That is so cool.
So, please continue about leaving your friends behind. Continue.
Like,
Remember who was talking last?
Well, you guys were trying to make a decision, but Lucy's going to go in probably the next 3 minutes or so.
I'm so sorry, mate. I just rolled a D100. I'm gonna roll a D100.
Don't worry.
I
Just rolling a D100. Don't worry about it. No. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh well. My sword does something cool if I roll below F40. I'll talk about this. Let's talk about this later, though. I guess there's still a standoff between Dante, Matif, and Lucy.
No, I walked away.
Oh. Okay.
Actually, can I pull Emmyth aside? If she's willing to.
You can try.
Can I just step in between them real quick?
I'd say you're too busy.
Yeah, I am busy. I
You're
am
busy.
like making out with my sword.
What?
Nothing.
Well, I'll just walk over to her while Matif and Dante are checking out the instrument and Rowan's with the sword. Then I'll walk up to her and say, hey, can I get you just for a real quick minute?
I mean, sure.
And then we'll go far enough to where when we whisper it that the rest of everyone won't hear. Okay. You see this this emerald in my chest now.
Yes. If I'm not colorblind, then yeah.
The attitude.
You finally free from Sundaraj. But in turn, it would be great, but in turn, my life isn't normal.
Oh, no shit.
It's more than that, man. Please don't tell anyone else this, but I can't die.
I know you're cocky, but like, okay, this is a bit much, you know. Wait.
Like when you say that, his facial expression doesn't change. It's still really serious.
Mine drops you know, to become super serious. Kind of realizing. Wait, what do you mean? What?
So, while I was away, I actually died a third time. And then coming back, Erdy, the third sister, brought me back to life, and now I am sentenced to walk this earth until the earth dies itself. I don't know how it works, but I literally can't die.
Well, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing then. That, you know, you say that there can't be a way for us to be happy with this. You know, because fuck, and like 3 times and now never.
There's just too much going on with me, and I can't drag you into that.
You know what? You're right. No. You're right. Just fuck you. You know? I was gonna be like, oh, fuck you. I don't need your bullshit anyways. Like, come on, you've tortured me enough. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck you again. Blah, blah, blah. Just, But now you're just gonna try and be all nice, I suppose. Shit.
Okay, I know how much it hurts every time I die. And,
Do you?
Maybe I don't. But if it does hurt, then at least I'd want it to stop.
I'll lean her in close to him and just, just come back to me. Once you lose her, just a couple more times, won't you? And then I'll walk off.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Said, come back to me once you've lost her a couple more times, won't you?
Damn.
Tag angst in the chat there.
Well, I know who I'm not gonna cross ever. I would prefer to not be emotionally destroyed in one sentence.
Well,
Go back to the group. I'm sorry, I cut you off. I'm sorry. You go.
No, Lucy is just going to hang back for a little bit and kind of just observe everyone.
Oh, he's giving her the moment. Hell yeah.
Girl boss.
8 key.
Sorry.
Asla.
Gaslight. Girl boss.
All right.
Holy shit. Once I get back to the group, say, so when are we leaving?
I don't see a reason to stick around.
Alright, well, let's go.
I see that a decision has been made, and I nod and I follow Em wherever she goes.
Or do you?
Or do I?
You have free will.
Do you?
Do I?
Does she?
Dante, what are you doing?
Hmm?
What are you doing, Dante? You look over to
Yes.
Lucy and you see him alone, standing by himself, and you see the other three have made a decision about where they're going next. What are you doing?
I'll walk over to Lucy.
Okay.
And I'll tell him, Lucy, I can't go with you, but your name disappeared from my book, and I'd still like to be able to contact you, even though we split again.
Let's see you, Dante.
Okay.
You carry that in your head of yours, yeah?
Yeah.
And then he'll turn around and then he's gonna crush the little hourglass or scent clock in his hand.
Okay, you do know you don't need to crush it. You turn it upside down.
It looks cooler when you crush it.
Sure. You crush it, you turn into sand and begin to teleport away.
Imagine it didn't work if you crushed it.
Then you're stuck there.
Oh, that would have been so horrible.
So,
Like when
Harold,
you try and slam the door.
Heaving.
When you slam the door and it goes all slow.
Stop. Oh, when you storm off and then you both walk in the same way.
What was that?
That was
Witch
that
cackle?
was a gremlin laugh. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
I loved it. Oh my god.
I'm a woman of many laughs.
Okay. Heralds, where are you going?
I say we try to find Xandros. That's our... Well, no, because the longer we wait for the one in, fuck, what's it called again? Bellissima? The longer it could have to get away. So I feel like that's probably where we should go next.
So, a question. We have an audience, a letter for an audience with a king who is near the forest we just left, right? In the Elderwood?
Yes.
In the, where is it at? Yeah.
You can use that audience whenever.
Mm-hmm. If we teleport there, request an audience with the king and ask him to, I don't know, for a favor to for his mage to teleport us to Bellissima, we could be there within the hour.
That's a really good idea.
That is a good plan, actually, yeah.
I feel very weird having people say that to me.
Good thinking, that stuff.
Oh, somebody recovers quickly.
Emmyth has had... This isn't her first heartbreak, bitch.
Okay.
Oh no, honey.
Look at me. Look at me. Friggin' this, I was saying to Merlin today, after she gets dumped, she's gonna have her hot girl summer now.
Hot girl summer. Hot girl summer.
She's like, oh my god, I don't need boys. I'm gonna focus on myself. Fuck this.
It then just turns into like a teen drama.
About learning about the power of friendship and that.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just
also-
squeezing her shoulder a little bit.
I also want to say, just like an out of character, friggin' Yume, I love you. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
Okay. No feelings were hurt.
Okay, cool. I almost called you Lucy. I was like, fuck, what's his name? That's not Usubeni. Oh, sorry, I was just
Okay, so where are you guys teleporting?
I mean, so it's a pretty good idea.
Matif's village, maybe? Or
I think
Was-
the
well,
ship?
shouldn't
Sorry.
how close to Bellissima could we get without? No, that's not gonna work. I think the ship is probably our best bet.
I'm sorry, could you show us where the king is?
Sure, give me 1 second.
Wasn't the king in like one of them northernmost places?
Yeah, alright. So, again. So, this is where you would be teleporting to. Oh, the boat's actually in the wrong place. So this is where Matif's village is. The king is here. At Fidel's.
Pretty close.
Although traveling by land to Bellissima would probably be slower than by sailing.
It'd take a hot minute.
Yeah.
However, you know what would be longer than a hot minute? Death if we die out in the ocean.
True.
But I thought it was the other, like...
This ocean here.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's the south one, right?
Yeah.
No,
so
this one's death.
this
right?
one, yeah, the Typhoon Blue, which is this.
Typhoon Blue's
the westernmost. This is all fucked. So you don't want to sail here.
Oh, so
you were
even like
warned
the
not-
Typhoon Blue extends to under here.
Yeah.
I mean, we could even just sail to like the eastern part of the Andhra rainforest, and maybe that would still cut down some road travel.
I mean, if we get assistance in the
We
kingdom,
might be able to go there faster if we go to. Yeah.
what if we're just able to just yeet ourselves to Bellissima? Just like a free yeet.
That would be
A freak.
great.
A freet.
I would,
Freet.
I would love a freak.
We could get a freet to Bellissima if things go well. Otherwise, it is a very long foot journey.
I don't see why not to try.
I don't really have any other better plans.
Yeah, if he can't transport us, then we just head back
Yeah.
to the ship and to the rainforest.
Exactly. Worst thing that happens is we travel there anyways.
Yeah.
Which was plan B, and it's on our way south to Bellissima from the ship, from Matif's village and such. So, you know, I want to say fuck it. Like, I can't think of a better plan. All in favor, I guess.
I raise my hand, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, cool. I'm still fucked up. I really want to rest. What time of day is it? DM.
It's like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh fuck.
I would like. How many
what?
are you missing?
Yeah,
How
you
many
guys
points?
got into a fist fight. Well, a lightning fight
In the morning.
at breakfast. And then walked
Oh
outside.
my god.
How many
Yeah,
points?
we're kind of
do
messed
you-
up.
Are you missing 35?
Yes.
I would like to put my hand on your shoulder and heal you up. Again.
Oh, you don't.
Don't worry about it.
Thanks.
Oh my god, guys, she's healing me. Holy shit.
Oh my god, I'm touching her shoulder.
Oh my god, I'm never washing the shoulder again.
Get a tattoo.
Will you sign my arm? I'm gonna get it tattooed.
All right, let's get out of here. I
Did you just heal me to full then? What?
Yeah,
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, oh shit.
of course. You can't run around being hurt while I'm here.
Well, gee whiz, thank you very much.
Not much I can do about the emotional damage, though.
Emotion.
Oh, damage.
Anyways, we're teleporting. Is that the plan? Is that what's going on?
Wanna go, Dante?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So you guys are teleporting to Solby?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Soul bye. That was just bad.
Alright, you guys teleport away.
Great.
Oh, sorry, I'm definitely not doing any.
It doing something very suspicious.
Yeah.
Don't be suspicious.
Oh
Don't
no
be
no no!
suspicious.
no.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I'm suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Oh god.
Okay,
Welcome
So-
to the Unhinged D&D.
Dante. So you and the group walk over to that kelp, like little kelp tree that you guys saw before. You're casting teleport via plants.
Yep.
Cool. You place your hand on it, opening a portal back to Solby. You will rush through. You open a portal, so a bunch of water rushes out with you, just randomly. Yeah, and you guys make it to the very early morning of Solby. You guys are, it's like 5 in the morning. 5-hour time difference. So, yeah, very early morning. Actually, what did I say? 10? It's probably not that. It's not that drastic. Like 7. 7 in the morning. Okay. Cool. Now,
Do you wanna?
question: are you guys going straight for the ship, or are you guys going back into the village for a bit?
I did want to ask exactly that to Matif, if he wanted to pop in, say bye to his mom, or hi, depending on.
I think it's best if we get going. I've already said my goodbyes.
All right. Silly question. Were we heading to the ship or were we heading to shit, I can't read it. I'm
Out of-
sorry.
Yeah, aren't we
Oh, so you guys are gonna start.
Yeah, are
heading
we
south?
going on land?
Yeah, I think we're legging
we
it
don't-
south.
We don't need a boater, do we?
But he said that it might be longer if we don't go by water.
You guys could just
No, that was the Bellissima.
yeah. If you guys are going to Bellissima, it's way longer by foot. If you guys are just going to
Yeah.
Asphodels, there's no point in going to the ship. Really.
Nah, because it's a straight shot.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh.
Worst comes to worst, you just teleport back to Solby and then go to the ship.
Fair enough.
You guys are going to begin your journey south?
Yeah.
You all begin walking roughly southward. I'm not even going to make you guys roll for it because you've got Dante, who's literally the tree boy. You guys begin walking south. And because travel in D&D sucks, we're just going to time skip a little bit. You guys make your way through the southern reaches of the Elderwood, which is mostly redwood trees, but as you travel further and further south, they begin to turn more into large oak trees and other trees more, you guys are more familiar with. Eventually the trees become further and further apart over the next several days. You guys don't see any signs of large beasts like bears or any dangerous kind of animals. Eventually, over about 4 days, you enter into the open plains of the green glass fields.
Oh, wow.
And it is just a field of endless green. The most healthy looking plains you've ever seen. You don't see patches of dead grass anywhere. It is lush, knee-high grass for as far as the eye can see.
Oh my god, I just imagine Breath of the Wild right now.
And as you guys make your way closer to Asphodels, you begin to see more signs of civilization. You begin to see roads leading in various directions. You see...
Nice.
You see... signs of activity that aren't native to, just nature in general. And eventually, you come across a city unlike any of you have ever seen before. Towers rising far higher into the sky than you could possibly imagine. Some of them even scraping clouds as you begin to get closer. The entire city seems to be encompassed by a huge bubble or some sort of glass bowl over the top of the city, kind of encasing it. You see, as you come into eyeshot, you can see children running in the fields, supervised by some of their parents, all wearing beautiful elven garb. You see overwhelmingly elvish. You see a few odd stragglers of other races. Surprisingly, goblin is the second most common race you see. But you see elves in pristine pressed clothing. And as you get closer to the city, you see that the glass bowl kind of, or bubble encircling the city, gives way. It has like small slits that lets air like flow through the city. As you get to one of these slits, it is also a makeshift gate. There's a guard kind of standing there, to attention.
Can I make note of something?
Sure.
Once we get closer enough, I'm gonna put the hood up on my cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. put your hood up.
Yep.
You reach the gate, and the soldier looks to you and he says, "Oh yeah, hello. Welcome to the city of Atafadels."
Leave?
He looks around. "No, my name is Sven. I do not know who you refer to."
Aww. I love Leaf.
Yeah, you guys only killed all of his crew, you know?
Roar.
Yes, would you like entry to the city of Atafadels?
Yes.
Do you make a pinky promise not to do any harm to the city or to its businesses?
If we do that and break that promise, are you gonna cut off our pinky?
He just raises a single eyebrow. What do you think?
Oh no.
That's totally threatening.
Oh, gosh. Yes, we'll be good.
All right, I'm making a pinky promise so M's finger won't be cut off.
Yeah, as you guys enter the city, he calls over. And he, real quick, sorry, give me 1 second. I need to pull up a list of names. We're in a city now, so I need to like have just names ready to go.
Oh hell yeah. Bye, Sven.
His name is yeah, Sven. Sorry, I thought my head immediately went to God, they called. Sorry, I'm trying to find a specific full name.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, he'll call and
Yeah.
go, yes, Klaus, can you get out here, please? We have some pinky promises. And this huge hulking elf walks out. This guy's buff as fuck. He looks like the Mountain from Game of Thrones. He's that big. In full plate mail. This huge long beard. Says, "Oh yeah, we're ready to make pinky promises." And he holds out this huge, just sausage of a finger. Holds his pinky out. Ready to pinky promise with all of you.
All of us fuck. My mouth is just open.
Wait, let me just check something. He winks at you, Rowen.
Why did you have to check that?
A slow day.
I guess I just hold up my pinky, which I'm strong, but I don't think my pinky is particularly strong.
He holds you out and he pinky promises with all of you. Dante, you have to wrap an entire hand around the sausage pinky. And he just says, "Oh yeah, you will all have to be good in the city. Please do not make me have to come and cut off your pinky. It would be unfortunate."
Matif's gonna roll his eyes and do it. Like, this is so beneath him.
May I ask, the kind of elves that live here, are those like
Oh.
I am assuming Matif is a wood elf? I don't know.
Matif is an Eladrin, so he is a oh
A
gosh,
summer.
like a seasonal elf. So he's a summer elf.
Yep.
Ah.
Yes. These are all high elves.
Ah.
Yes. The fancy pants elves.
All right.
Hi.
And I'm sorry, if I think back to the Queen of Pentika, was she a high elf?
She appeared human.
Oh, what?
She appears human.
Oh. All right. Cool.
Cool. You guys make your way into the city of Atafdels, this huge city of of cloud scraping. Towers, it's very green, on all of the towers, which all, sharply shoot towards the sky to a point. All of them are encompassed with vines and various flowers growing off them. All seem to be somewhat in bloom at the moment. The city's very green, very beautiful. There are lots of parks in between all of the towers. Sometimes there are little like cottages built next to the parks with little white picket fences.
Quaint.
Yeah, very quaint. And yeah, you all make your way into the city. Also, an interesting feature you will notice is that despite the towers, which should cut off access to adequate sunlight depending on the time of day, the glass seems to reflect light in such a way that there are very few shadows in this city.
Oh my god. I'm like mind blown.
Yeah. You all make your way into the city of Adafidels.
So, what do we want to do first?
I would say making a beeline for the king would be a good idea. Even if we have a letter of audience, we might have to wait for a while until he receives us.
Oh, do we just go in there ASAP now? And if we have to wait, then we can wait.
Yeah.
Let's get this over with. Let's go towards the big boys.
I would like to ask a guard, excuse me, where is the royal,
Yeah, the royal residence?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I can help you with that. That is not a problem. If you look down the
Just
street,
gonna let.
if you look down the street here, you will see the big house.
And he points down the street and you see a big ass house. A mansion.
House?
At the top of a hill, there seems to be this huge marble mansion. With sprawling kind of like topiaries and what do you call them? Like hedges and various flower beds and whatnot. There are no gates or anything. It's just a very nice house on a hill. It seems to be roughly center of the city.
Holy shit. All right. Thank you very much. I relay this information to the group.
So that's what we're doing first, then.
Mm-hmm.
I see no reason to dilly dally.
Let us not dilly-dally then. Then I just kind of walk ahead.
Okay.
I'm marveled and impressed at the idea that Rowen is walking with her own will, not just following me.
Shocking!
I know!
Go off, Queen. So,
No worries, she'll fall back into her old ways soon enough.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
You all make your way up towards the huge mansion at the center of the city. The white marble reflects with the huge amounts of sunlight that this city has, and it seems to almost shine or glow as you walk towards it. As you get closer, you can see that there are a few guards that are like patrolling the outskirts of the house, keeping an eye out. But you can see that there are children playing in the on the property, in like little maze hedges, hedge mazes. Sorry. And yeah, they all seem to be having a great time. Doesn't seem to be particularly militant. They watch you like approach the house. They give you a quick once over, and they definitely send a few guards to kind of tail you somewhat, just keeping an eye on you as you approach the house. Yeah, you guys eventually reach the doors, which are wide open. They're these huge oak doors, probably like 15 feet high. They seem to be like held open by these large blocks of some kind. Yeah, and you can see that walking in, it leads into this huge throne room, and you can see some people kind of milling about on the inside.
Oh, so we see the throne?
Yeah, you see the throne room.
All right. Does anybody sit on the throne?
Make a perception check.
Boop, boop.
All of us or just Yereza?
All of you can make perception checks if you would like.
Nat 20.
Woo.
Never mind, I'll let Ruiz do that one.
Yeah, I'll just let her do that. That's cool.
Nat
Actually, no,
20 to
no.
spot the king in a throne room. Well done, Rowen. You're a genius.
You
A 10. I'd give it a crack.
you look into the throne room, and there is a throne. There's actually a main throne, and then a secondary and tertiary throne next to it, kind of signifying rank, like an Olympic podium. There's different levels. There's the middle level, which is the highest. The one that is on your left, which is second highest, and then one on the other side, which is lowest. All of the thrones are of a similar size. The center one is obviously larger, but the other two are not made to look diminishing. They're not like a chair next to the throne. But as you look inside, you see that there seems to be a mixture of commoners and royalty present that are kind of commingling and chatting away. And you do, with your natural 20, spot a crown-wearing elvish individual. He has a... Sorry. I'm gonna get a photo reference kind of ready.
Photo reference.
Trying to remember something, sorry. But yeah, you see this, Oh, I know. Sorry, I know exactly. I know exactly who I remember to base it off. So you make your way inside. The commoners and different levels of royalty look over and kind of spot your entrance. And they find it a little odd, especially specifically towards the sight of Dante. The other three of you, surprisingly, they're like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Rowen, with your natural 20, a couple of the royalty kind of take a double, are surprised at your appearance and appear to be looking mainly at your armor and appear to be surprised.
Oh.
The king in this, although he is the king, he's wearing a crown, but the rest of his garb isn't overly, like, it's not garish or anything. It's, you know, it's suitable for the temperature. It somewhat matches the other nobles in the room, but is a little bit more intricate. Specifically with, oh wait, I have the flag as well.
Oh.
Wait, where's the flag?
Like, did you have a picture to show what the guy looked like?
Yeah, I'm about to send it. I'm waiting for dramatic effect.
Do you want to flip it on the roll 20 so that?
No, I'm gonna be
watching
posting it
can
in the chat, but I'll describe it in a second. He's wearing robes of mostly red and black, but there are many golden threads that are deeply inlaid to his clothes, almost indistinguishable. But because of the light in this city and in this room, the room is incredibly well lit with lots of different windows. He seems to shine with this very low-key kind of glow from the golden threads. You see several flags flying in the room, which are, it's hard to explain, but it's a rectangular flag with a semicircle of yellow on a field of red, with a crescent moon on the bottom of the semicircle, and I'll send a picture of that now. The king himself also looks like an older Salt and Pepper Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah, bitch.
Oh no.
Let's fucking go.
Hey, we found your rebound.
Your dad?
Wait, no! Oh my god!
We found your rebound.
And she realized.
Oh no.
Oh, that suddenly turned horrible.
So,
I suppose we would approach.
as you all approach, the king gives a stern look towards your group, immediately eyeing Rowen. He makes a quick clap. He claps twice, and the commoners immediately begin to exit the room. He beelines straight for his throne. And now that you guys are inside, you can see that there's kind of like a gallery of various seats at different elevations. All of the nobles make their way up into the gallery. You can see that underneath many of the gallery sections are like nameplates, large nameplates of their specific houses.
Oh.
Leaving this very empty section where all of these nobles and the king all look down on you as you enter the center of the room.
I hang back a little and leave the talking to Emmyth.
Sure, you
Because the vibes are not good.
you guys make your way into the room. Rowen, you stay back a little bit. Two guards close in behind you and then close the doors as you move further into the room.
Can I do a meta pigeon? What's the game plan for what we're after? We want to teleport down. We want to get to Bellissima.
Yes.
We're after. Are we telling them that we're after the instruments? No, we don't. We're just.
How about?
We just need to get to Bellissima. Is that it? Is that all we're bringing up?
Yeah. How about we say we're here to fix? We're here with the new Spirit Walker to fix the sky. And whatever the.
That's promising. That's promising. I like it. I like it. Matif is probably thinking,
I'm being used.
Okay, I like it. Okay, let's rock.
So,
I'm
you
rocking
all
with Mark, because Mark is rocking with us. Let's go.
you all make your way forward until you reach this center kind of area looking directly up at the king. Who begins to speak?
Oh, I thought you meant the king starts to speak.
Oh no, sorry. No, who speaks first from your group?
I was waiting for you.
I was waiting for the German accent and was like holding my breath.
Oh, so we're talking first then?
Yeah, he's looking at you expectantly.
I'll just like hold a hand up. Hey.
And who are you coming into my kingdom? With a traitor? Eyeing straight at Rowen.
What? Her? Can we get a bit of context? I wasn't aware that she was a traitor of any sorts.
Move towards me, Sir Rowen.
No, I do what he's telling me to.
Because of your oath, you are obligated to listen to.
Oh.
Okay. I walk towards him.
And he looks up to the gallery, and kind of jokingly, "Now I thought that we banished you to the deserts far, far to the east. What are you doing back in my throne room?" You failed your duty. You do not deserve to wear that armor.
Rowen, what is he talking about?
You get a flash of a body on a beach.
Of her mama. I have failed. Wait, a body. Is it her mom? Is it the black-haired lady?
Yes.
I have failed to protect the queen. But I am here with her daughter, who is alive.
He rises to his feet. Do not lie to me, Sir Rowen. I had utmost respect for you, but if you lie to me in my chambers, I will have you executed.
Oh, fuck off.
I look straight
And I
into
put-
his
and I-
eyes.
I'll tell him to shut the fuck up, essentially. Put a hand like in front of Rowan, push her back in a kind of protective manner, like don't fucking speak to her like that.
No.
Just whip the hood off so they can see the tiara.
You hear an audible gasp from the gallery.
I know you're a king and shit, but God, them to be such a fucking asshole.
He hops off the podium next to his throne and walks forward. And he snaps his fingers twice, and you see from the gallery two mages move forward and are gonna cast spells unless anybody counters them.
Oh my god, I would just like to raise my shield. That's all I can do.
Okay.
Dante's the only one with counterspell.
Are you going to counter them, Dante, or are you just gonna let them fly?
I'm gonna let him fly.
Okay. Good, because they just cast like mass. Basically.
Zone of Truth?
One of them casts. I don't believe you guys have seen Zone of Truth.
Wasn't it used
You're
once?
right.
Oh, yes, somebody's used it once. So you do recognize that spell, Dante. You don't recognize what the other spell is, but you kind of pick up on what the spell is trying to do, and it seems to be a upcasted version of detect magic. Detect and dispel magic all at once. And you see both of the mages look over to the king and kind of like shrug, and they both like they nod towards the king as if like, yep, there's one of the guards goes, oh yeah, there is no illusions, she is real. I do need everybody to make charisma saving throws.
A reflex saving throw.
Yep, you all die.
That's what I was waiting for.
You die.
Oh shit.
That's a 23.
The
And
only
I got a
one.
26.
So actually, technically, all of you gain an additional +2 because of Rowen.
Yes!
So it's 16 for me then?
16 still fails. So Emmyth is the only one who fails.
No!
So Emmyth, you cannot knowingly lie. You can't speak a deliberate lie. Yeah. He walks over to you, Rowen. He says to them, thank you for bringing back my daughter. I did not. Perhaps I acted out too rashly. And he gets on his knees and he bows before you, Rowen.
Whoa!
I apologize greatly.
I'm a full-on freeze because I don't know how to deal with this situation.
And he gets up and he walks over to you, Emmyth. And he reaches out his hand, like basically asking, is it okay if I come closer?
Look tense at first, like kind of like look at him, look back at his hand, look back at him, and kind of like, you know, kind of like shifting my weight between my feet. And then I'll kind of like raise my head a little bit and kind of be like, go on, I guess, you know.
He moves in and he gives you a big hug. And he says, I am so sorry for failing you as a father. I should have been there to protect you. And he just holds you in a hug for as long as you let him.
I just stop crying. Aww. And I'll hug him back. After, you know, trying to fight it. Sorry, I was a bit of a bitch just then.
It is okay. I do not blame you. And he as he moves back and you can see more of his face. You can see his tears falling from his eyes. He's silently crying. Says, you look just like your mother. You're so beautiful. There must have been so much I've missed.
I mean, I don't know where to start. I mean, I don't really remember, you know, anything. You know, this, as I gesturing around.
Yes, well, this is my court. If you look around, you can see all of the other nobles, but I think probably inappropriate for them to be at a family get together. And he kind of like snaps his fingers, and all of them just kind of like begin to shuffle out. He does say over to the guards, and I need to pull out names for this. Holy shit, this is stuff I did like fucking years ago. Jeez.
Oh my god.
Elvish
Oh my
family.
god.
Do you need German names? Alois?
No.
Alois?
And he basically points over to the some of the guards. And he's like, "Go get the queen and the prince. I think they deserve to be here." And the guard kind of like oddly shuffles off, like he's not used to being used as a messenger. Just kind of like shuffles off deeper into the estate. What is it you need? What? Where have you been all this time? I sent parties out all over the world. We searched the entire kingdom for you.
I mean, honestly, I'm only just figuring details out myself. I think, should we maybe have like a talk over, I don't know, lunch? I'm starving.
Yes, of course. I think some sandwiches would be very good right now. Come with me. And he leads you, basically into an area behind the thrones. You can see there are like some like a private door that leads into the further into the estate. You walk through the palace.
Are we all going or just me?
Yeah, he invites all of you.
Oh,
I'll go.
same.
Dante is just gonna
Me too.
like waddle behind.
I'll
Cool.
kind of,
Just follow along, yeah.
I'll beckon to everybody. Just kind of like, I don't know what's going on. Just come on.
Let's
No,
roll with it.
Wait, a thought that just came into my head. What if the king remarried and then we go back in time and we see Emmyth seducing her brother and it's like, oh no, step bro.
No!
Uh,
Oh my god!
I am.
That'd be half brother though, isn't it?
You don't know who the dad is?
Bruh, I don't know what's going on. Just let's keep this power. Let's go.
Yeah, like, do I just thinking back to my one vision where I was served or have knighted? Do I remember his face? Was he there?
He was. Make an intelligence check to try and remember.
Oh.
That's just Merlin going, I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Ugh.
That's
16.
that's Merlin trying to remember information. You remember at the coronation, and you do remember the king being there. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Although
okay,
surprisingly, as you remember like walking down next to the pews as everybody was clapping and whatnot, and you do remember the king was not on a throne next to the queen. He was in the front row of the like pews, in a position of honor, but he was not on the he was not on a throne.
But Emmyth was already alive.
Yes.
Oh my god, did they do it out of wedlock?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
He leads you into a very fancy room. Imagine like Buckingham Palace with like huge windows, like wall-to-ceiling windows on one side, and then incredibly extravagant tapestries and paintings on the other wall. You see, this seems to be some sort of like lunchroom. You can see there are lots of like very soft couches, along with like a small, maybe 12-person table. And as he goes to sit at the table, he sits at the head of the table, and behind him, on the wall directly behind him, you can see two portraits. On one hand, you see a portrait of him with you immediately recognize her, and so does everybody else. Recognize Queen Ingrid of Pentica, which was Emmyth's mother. You see her along with the king. However, as opposed to most pictures, he's on a chair, kind of like sitting, and she's got a hand on like his shoulder. And you also see him on his lap is a like 1 or 2 year old baby with very dark black hair. And on the other portrait, almost reversed, you see a beautiful elvish woman with extremely blonde hair, tanned skin, sort of grey eyes, and a maybe like 4 or 5 year old son. He's in like a little tuxedo, but the bow tie is like a little bit crooked. And she's sitting and he is standing, kind of opposed somewhat. And all of you immediately recognize that the late queen looked exactly like Emmyth. Like, it's shocking how similar they look. Yeah, and he kind of waves over to the chairs, and some servants kind of like scoot in to put some pastries and sandwiches on the table.
As I look at that painting, maybe almost with a little bit of homesickness, can I see if I remember anything else?
Sure, go for it. Make an intelligence check.
Intelligence or history?
Make a history check, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
No! I turned around the 20 for so long! Okay.
You don't remember any other details?
Oh. Okay, then I'm just kind of a little... Like, I'm very happy right now, but also a little sad.
He motions for you, Emmyth, to sit in the seat next to him.
I'll sit next to him. I'm kind of just like staring at that picture of Ingrid. Just kind of in awe.
She's wearing the tiara in that painting as well.
Shit.
It's scary how similar you look.
Just like
Same
me
tiara.
with long black hair, I guess.
What color are your eyes? Sorry, they're gold, right?
Gold.
Your mother does have blue eyes, however.
Ooh, what about my dad?
He has gold eyes.
Ooh.
So it does seem
Hey,
that
I
you
like
got your
that,
eyes
though.
from your dad. But other than that, you look nearly identical to your mum.
Jeez.
After a short time, he says, you look just like her. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, yeah, I was just looking at that. I haven't exactly seen her face before. I mean, I have, but I don't really remember it. So yeah, this is a bit shocking. It's weird.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is quite a shock after not seeing you for so long.
Yeah.
You hear a door opening further into the room, and you see a very beautiful elvish woman with blonde hair and grey eyes, very tan skin, very similar to the one in the painting. She walks out with a 17-year-old looking boy. He's in like fancy garb, but you can tell like it's all creased, like it hasn't been ironed. You recognize him immediately, Emmyth, as Prince Gustav, who you met some time ago.
This is awkward.
He's like, oh yeah, King Dad, like, what are we doing? What's up? That's the wrong voice. Shit. That's Amish. Fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, what are we doing here? This is so weird. There we are. I'm back into it now. Do not worry. And he stands up. He says, yes, it is time for me to introduce you to your stepsister. Princess Evelyn. You go by a different name now? You go by Evelina? Did you know that was your name?
I only found out kind of recently. I've been going by Emmyth. It's similar, but I mean.
Yes, this is your stepsister, Princess Emmyth.
By the way,
You can.
called it.
I don't mind. Whatever works for you, I guess. As soon as he says, stepsister, just imagine my eyes just like widen to like a cartoon like level of like I can't describe it or I can't show it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Can
You know,
I
just my
make an
eyes like
insight?
Sure.
flick open like what? Wait.
Shit! I'm so bad.
Oh.
I'll look at the stuff and be like, hey.
Oh yeah, it is you. You are my.
Yeah.
This is weird. I'm going to go back to my room. Nice to meet you again.
Oh, nice to see you again. Nice to see
This
you
is
again.
weird. I'm very confused, and he just leaves.
No. Ooh. I'm gonna slowly turn back to the king. Just it's real like slow, awkward. I may have hit on him a little while ago when I didn't know who he was. So if he feels uncomfortable around me, I think that's why.
Yeah, I think it is probably great that you do not share a parent. Makes things a little less awkward, but still slightly
I mean, oh, well, it would have been more awkward if I didn't say anything, I figured, right?
Yeah, probably. And he stands up and he so this is my my wife, Queen Marika. And he kind of introduces this beautiful elvish woman. She just says, yes, hello, it is nice to meet you. This is very strange. I did not expect to be meeting. And she just looks at you, not in a mean way, just in a very confused way. I did not expect to be meeting you, ever. We thought you were dead. This is weird. And she just goes and she sits down on the other side, of King Anders.
Oh.
So she's directly across from you, but she doesn't look, make an inside check.
Yeah, boy. 21.
She doesn't look like sad or like upset. She just looks very confused. Like she's not like sad to meet you. She's like, oh damn, this fucking bitch is rocked up. She's like very confused.
Like, oh, I didn't expect to meet another mom.
Yes, I think I should probably get this out of the way. Although Rowen should have explained it to you.
Rowen? What?
Yes, well, you see, I, and me and my, wives, I've been in a open kind of relationship with some individuals. This is my elvish wife, Queen Marika, and your mother, Queen Ingrid, Tika. We have been, we were all kind of together. Not really. I was with both, but they were not together. They were friends. They went like shopping and everything.
Okay.
But yes. So, Queen Marika was just as upset. Well, not just as upset, but very upset when her mother passed.
Were you guys all like, you know?
Queen Marika, she kind of goes, you know, sometimes, you know, in the very, you know, lonely winter nights, all three of us would kind of, she just coughs. She looks very upset. She looks very awkward.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, she was a very dear friend.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So yeah, I hope that clears things up. It's not like I was like having a secret affair. It was very open. It was very normal in Elvish culture to have several lovers.
Maybe that's where I get it from.
Yes, I would say probably it kind of runs in the Elvish way of life. Kind of you know, when you live as long as us, it's hard to stay, you know, settled down to a single person. Especially when you travel a lot. Yes.
Emmyth kind of stops for a second. And then kind of comes back to the conversation.
So yes, I want to get that out of the way straight away so you don't have any misunderstandings about what is going on.
No, look, it's, you know, I kind of feel bad because, like, you're a new person.
Yeah, this is really weird.
And I'm, like, a new person to you. But you know, I haven't introduced you. Shit. Sorry. I mean, shit. Sorry.
It is okay. We say the shits and the fucks in the house. Okay. We are not at court.
Okay, good. Okay, thank God, because I have quite the sailor mouth. Anyways, Anders, Dad.
Just
no,
call me.
okay.
Shit, this is weird.
This is weird.
Yeah, look, some of my human friends call me Gary. Just call me Gary for now.
I'm not gonna call you Gary. What?
I thought it was cool. That's what my human friends called me. Is it not a cool name? Does it mean something derogatory?
No, it's just funny. Anyways, I'm just gonna call you Dad because that's what you are, or Father. Yeah. Well, Father, this. Well, you know Rowen, but
Yes, I apologize once again.
Here,
Sorry.
that is okay. This is Matif, Thoreau. And this here is Dante. I can't remember his last name. Please help me.
If you
It's
look
on
at
stream.
if you look at the stream, it'll tell you.
I don't think I've
You're right.
ever used it in game.
That's the thing. I don't know if Dante's ever actually told us what his last name is.
Oh!
Can we just like
Dante.
meta that? Or no? Should we just stick with Dante? I'll just stick with this is Matif and this is Dante.
Okay,
Matif will give like a dignified wave.
Yes, it is very nice to meet you all. Is there any
We've been-
particular reason you came to see me apart from letting you know you were alive? Which thank you very much. No, I have been paying a scouting party for like 40 years trying to find you, but
It's been 40 years.
yes, it's been quite a while. Did you need any specific documentation? Missing birth certificates? Have you had trouble getting any licenses or anything? You need a hand?
No. Get to that part later. I mean, I have been living with. I was living with someone else who I thought was my mother for my, whole life. I mean, after, you lost me, I guess. Turns out she was a succubus. I know, kind of crazy. But
What would a
she...
succubus want with a royal child?
I mean, I don't...
As we
I
say
don't-
in Elvish culture, she sounds like a sussy baka.
Oh my god, Merlin, darling, holy shit. Cool boy, okay.
These are the people I've sworn my life to.
But she knew everything. Because at one point we did manage to take her down. I think her conscience is still... She can still talk to me in my head, I think. Which isn't fun. But upon further investigation of our quarters and such, well, I found my birth certificate. I found this thing. And I point to my tiara and shit.
Yes, I'm glad that did not go missing. That was such a shame. But,
Yeah.
many things were fell after Pentika fell.
Wait, Pentika fell? Like,
I seem to perk up at that, but I don't want to interrupt.
Yes, the kingdom fell some years ago, shortly after your mother died, with no one to lead them. They were kind of collapsed.
sounds pretty bad, I suppose.
But maybe you could
and,
unite. Do not worry. That is wishful thinking.
Yeah. Taking it back, I guess. Yeah, I kind of freeze up at that, thinking, oh my god, bruh, are you... No?
Matif,
Yeah.
you hear an incredibly loud cracking sound from outside. almost like lightning, but like a thunder crack, but you don't see or like feel any presence of like a storm or lightning.
I want to whisper to Dante
Okay.
that, you know, hey, I think I heard something outside that wasn't natural, like a clap of thunder, maybe without. And he like puts up his finger, like does the thing where you like lick your finger and puts it in the air, and he's like, "Yep," and there's nothing coming.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go and take it up with that?
And he gets up and he's like, please excuse me, I need to go.
I will follow.
Okay, not a problem.
Don't worry about them, they're fine. I was gonna ask,
Why does...
you said you...
Sorry, real
Sorry.
quick. Why did that halfling have antlers?
Why did that halfling, what, sorry?
Why did that halfling have antlers?
Oh, they're not actually, like, they're not attached to him.
Oh, I understand. It was under that
Don't worry.
strange hat.
Yeah. It's like a headpiece. It's got magical properties to it, I believe.
Ah, I understand.
Yeah, makes him look pretty cute. He's an adorable little guy.
Yes, he is. He seems to be very, very. I think the right word would be defenseless, like like a newborn, like calf.
No.
It looks like a slight breeze could knock him over.
Okay. Look, Father, there's one thing you need to know about Dante. He's a fucking juggernaut in a halfling's body. He could massacre this entire kingdom if he wanted to. I mean, not like he's going to. That was probably a bad example, but my point
that
is
has not exactly put me at ease.
No, I'm saying that this guy's a fucking powerhouse, okay?
Right. Good to know. And he looks over to one of the guards and just like points him in the direction of the others just to follow them.
Don't worry about him. No, seriously. Like,
No, I think it is in my best
fly.
interest to make sure that they do not go anywhere they're not supposed to.
Fine, don't worry about him. Look, he wouldn't hurt a fly unless the fly was threatening to kill those that he cares about. You feel me here?
Yes, I think I understand. We're gonna cut over to Dante and Matif as you guys make your way out of the lunchroom. Are you guys making your way back to the throne room?
Whichever way the sound came from, which I assume was outside the palace.
Yeah, it was outside.
Yeah, so whichever, because we went from the throne room, yeah, so it'll be back the same way that we came.
Yeah. You make your way outside, and could both of you make perception checks for me?
Yep. $11.
Dante.
7.
You try and look, but yeah, you just you try and look around, but you don't notice anything. Seems a bit weird. Like, you seem a little bit colder than when you were last outside.
Yeah, so I'll turn around to Matif going, so do you have any idea what we're sort of looking for?
I don't know, someone shady. Someone doing something that's not supposed to be doing.
You guys hear a large,
okay.
Extremely loud crack.
Coming from what direction?
You're not sure. That perception check.
taking a wild guess. Is the sky continuously breaking? Is that where the sound
You're
comes
inside,
from?
Rowen. Don't worry about it.
I guess let's split the party. Let's leave the palace and start I'm gonna start going around town, seeing if there's anything, like keeping an eye on the palace, because I feel like like if something were to happen, that's where it would go. But yeah.
Dante, as you begin to move away from the palace, you feel warmer again.
Oh. I'll mention that to Matif.
Was it warmer when we went in, or was it?
It was kind of the same temperature inside the palace. Seemed, now that Dante mentions it, it was a smidge cold when you like exited outside the palace, but when you ran away, it seemed to, you kind of noticed the sun on your arms as you, sun and face as you walked away from the palace, but yeah.
So it's definitely something near the palace.
Yeah, let's not go too far.
You hear another loud crack.
I guess I'll look to the sky to see if there's any, like, lightning clouds.
As you look up, you realized why you felt colder directly on, like, as you exited the thing. And you see now that there's something large casting an incredibly large shadow, which shouldn't happen inside the city. Directly where the palace entrance is. You see something incredibly huge, and you see like a hand smacking against the glass bubble of the city. You could begin to hear screaming and yelling from the rest of the city. You see people pointing to the sky.
I would like to try to cast does it look like a lightning cloud?
No, it looks like something is like smacking a hand against the glass. Some huge something.
Okay.
Like a beast or a something.
That is terrifying.
It's like King Kong smashing against the side of the edge of the glass, but you can't quite, because of how the looking up into the sun, you're not quite sure what it looks like. You see this big, huge thing.
Oh
no. Is there like a guard near here?
Sure, there's
or
plenty.
Can we like go back? Yeah, I'm gonna ask them if the magic barrier works both ways.
You look towards the guard, and the guard says, "What's magic barrier? It is a glass bubble." And you hear a shatter, and you see this huge shape fall from the sky towards the ground. And you see getting to its feet is 25, 30 feet tall fire giant. Get to its feet, and that's where we're gonna pause for this session for the Heralds.
What?
And we will resume that next week. Because
Can I do one thing before we end?
Sure, we can do that. We're not ending the session. We're ending with you four.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I'm pulling out the book.
Okay.
And I'm messaging Emmyth about this.
Okay.
Just so that, you know, everyone knows that bad shit's going on outside.
Okay, so you
And they
text,
hurry.
you text Emmyth.
I text Emmyth.
Alright.
Well, text.
Go text.
Group
Sorry.
chat.
There was one thing I wanted to ask. Right. Faja
Yes, your Faja.
as well, but
Mhm.
did you want me to hold on to that or
No, say it now. Because otherwise we'll forget.
Okay. I was going to say, is, you said you were looking for 40 years. Is that how long I've been gone?
Yes, you've been
Is
missing
that how long
for.
you were looking?
You've been missing for. I'm trying to do quick maths. You've been missing for 41 years. You must have been 3 or 4 when you went missing.
And why does my birth certificate say that I'm over 100 years old?
Ah, that is the fake. That is the fake birth certificate.
What?
It was to make you look more, for when you got older, make you seem more, mature for the elven courts. As a half-elf, obviously you would not live as long as the rest of us, but we thought we could manufacture a longer lifespan so that you would seem more mature and you granted the courts when you were older.
Are you serious? You just made a fake to just make me seem more mature.
Well, it was before you were older. We were looking into the future. Don't question me, okay? We made a decision. It was weird at the time. We were young. Well, she was young. Anyways, that was weird to say.
Okay, so I'm actually 42?
40. You are 44.
No, that's
I believe.
44. Yes.
You were 3 when
Yes.
you went missing.
Yes, I believe that's right, yeah.
Quick question. So the Queen of Pentica was human? Queen Ingrid of Pentica?
Well, that is a interesting question. And then you hear the shattering, and Emmyth, you get a text from Dante.
Damn it!
Hot text!
What text? Cool. So, that's where we're going to end for today for these heralds. Yume, I haven't forgotten about you. You still there?
I'm here. Yes.
Thank you for the Volo zombie dog. Zombie dog. Zombie.
Hi!
Hello, zombie dog. So, we cut back to several days previous, where you turn you crush the hourglass because you're extra like that.
10 o'clock.
And you slowly teleport in the direction of the Diplomatica. You feel your body shifting and sand flying through the air. Before eventually, after the sand makes its way through stone as you approach Liu Pai, the sand making its way underground, slipping through the cracks in stone. I just need a cough. Yeehaw. Alright. The sand slipping through cracks. Your body reforms. And you come to consciousness. And you seem to be in some sort of blue cage of some kind. Some blue magical cage. You look out. You look out of the cage, and you can see on one side of you is Xandros, the ornately dressed. Actually, I have a battle map, so I'll just show you.
Oh my god. That's a trap!
On one side, you see Xandros in his blue robes, blue turban, immaculately trimmed beard. Gold accents going down the baby blue robes. He is supported by 3 spell thieves, all with these gold coin medallions. And on the other side, you see familiar face. You see Adam.
Adam.
With 3 halfling spell thieves of his own. And now that you're here, they seem to be dressed in more military type attire. Still black robes, but they seem to wear as you look more like almost assault vest, if that's a thing. Very heavily padded underneath their robes. You look to your feet and you seem to be in some sort of like pool of some sort of liquid. Got it. Okay, I've got to remember, how does Xandros speak? Yeah.
Like a
Okay.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, take my tea. Xandros looks to you and he's like, "Oh yeah, hello. Thank you for meeting us here, Lucifer. Right on time. We thought you'd take the bait a little bit earlier though. Bit disappointing, honestly. But you know, you take what you've got." And
Yeah, so, then what do I owe the pleasure to, Xandros?
well, yeah, you see, you've got some items that we are looking for. I hope that you've led
now?
us to those. Yeah, I hope you've led us to those items. Very keen to get my hands on them.
Am I chained up in any way? Or am I just in this
You're just in this
liquid?
this liquid. On all sides, there seems to be some sort of blue transparent cage almost.
What does the liquid feel like?
Do you reach down?
Well, I'm at. Is it seeking through my boots or no?
It's beginning to, yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, so like when it does that, like, what does it feel like?
Your skin begins to tingle.
Hmm.
Oh no. Oh, no,
We'll continue.
no.
Yeah, you've got some items that I've been chasing for quite some time. I hope the fake worked. I was very impressed by that. Spent a lot of time working on that. Quite impressive, if I do say so myself. Yeah, so if you hand those over, we will let you go.
Sure. Come and take them.
Do you give him your bags or anything, or
So
one of the
I'll
spell
hold out my
thieves kind
bag.
of like walks over to grab the bag?
And he'll get 1 platinum and 9 gold.
The halfling looks through the bag and he says, "Hey boss, there isn't anything in here." Then just looks over to you. "Yeah, now this is disappointing. I spent quite a lot of money and resources trying to get my hands on those things. Kinda sucks, but you know, sometimes investments go unrewarded. Okay, I'm a businessman. I know how these things go." And he just looks over to Adam. And he just says, "Yep, he's all yours. I've no use for him now." Xandros takes his retinue and begins to
As he
leave.
talks, can I? Because he's done the illusion thing before.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way that I can look at him to see if he's real or not?
Make a perception check.
That is an 11.
Looks real.
Of course he does.
Yeah, and they're gonna begin to leave.
Right. And then I'm imagining my friend is still there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna turn around and say, "Adam, you mind telling me what the hell I'm standing in?"
Does he have a Markovian accent or does he have a Lucy style accent? I don't remember.
Last time you did it, he had a Lucy style accent.
Well, hell. Well, that there'd be acid. Slowly gonna eat away at your skin and your bones until all that's left of you is a little mulch. I thought this would be the appropriate way to take you out since you like to slide out of seemingly life or death situations.
No, Adam, that doesn't sound like you. You're just gonna let me here melt into a little puddle of acid?
You see, I learned my lesson last time. I don't know if your retinue of allies, and he uses like air quotations. I don't know if they're far off. I don't know if you're alone. But I'm gonna let you stand there and die.
And I'm in a cage, aren't I?
Are you asking him that?
I'm asking you, Merlin.
Yes, you. Yeah. Yeah, you're in a cage. In a full cage.
What is the cage made out of?
So it has so the floor is stone with a little drain in the middle. Although the drain doesn't seem to be sucking away any of the liquid. If anything, it seems to be bubbling more liquid out. So liquid seems to slowly be bubbling up. There's like a little stone ridge next to that, and then up to the ceiling are these magical kind of what do you call them? Barriers. They're somewhat transparent, but yeah, they're slightly translucent, so there is a blue tinge to them, but yeah.
And can I reach through the bars? Does that work?
So they're not
Or
bars,
is
it's almost like a
it's
pane of glass, but magic. Are you gonna try?
Yeah. Can I see what this glass is made out of by hitting it?
Sure. You touch it, and you immediately take 4 points of force damage as you touch the bars. And you're slowly beginning to take acid damage.
Okay. Can I sit down in the pool of acid and talk to Erdy?
You can certainly try.
So I'll reach up to the emerald in my chest and try to contact her.
Okay. Yep, definitely make contact.
So Erdy, knowing how you are, here I am sitting in a pool of acid. Can I ask a favor?
You hear a response. Eerie and light. She doesn't have a care in the world. Says, yes, rather fitting for a poet. Anticlimactic. Slowly melting to his own demise. Fitting. It fulfills me greatly.
And I know that you wouldn't want it to end there, would you?
It won't.
So,
I told you I wouldn't interfere like the others.
Sure. Well, can I offer you a proposition then?
No. It's amusing, a man of so many words being told no. Options drying up, skin melting away.
As she says that, can I hang up?
Sure, you hang up.
And then go to the other woman. Sind. And I'll talk to the sword.
You attempt to contact Sind. And the call, the metaphorical call does not go through. Fails to connect.
Well, Adam, it seems like there is no one coming. I guess you were right. So how long does this take?
He pulls up a chair from this room, which seems to be some sort of... It seems to be some sort of inn, but there's no windows or anything. And judging by the stonework, you think it must be underground. He pulls up a chair, And he just says, as long as it takes. Adam. Are you gonna do anything to try and combat the acid, or are you just gonna let it take you?
Let's see. I'd like to activate the Firestorm's blade.
You
They didn't take it
attempt.
from me, did they?
No. You attempt to activate the Firestorm blade, but it does not light.
Can I try using healing word on myself? Test something.
Sure. You attempt to cast the spell and nothing goes through.
Okay, I'm getting this. The pendant that I have, the pendant of the sisters.
Mhm.
Do I sense any power from that?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh no. That is a
Okay.
19.
You're attuned to your items, so you know that. Let me put it this way: your magic items are all working. The Firestorm blade, something is interfering with it from working.
I take a slash without the Firestorm blade activated at the cage that I'm in.
Sure. You take a swipe at the cage and it bounces off.
And then healing word didn't work on me, did it?
Nope. Make a perception check.
Perception check. That is a 16.
As you cast Healing Word, you see one of the spell thieves counters it.
Hmm. Okay. And I would like to cast Vicious Mockery on the spell thieves and say, hey, don't you guys have anything better to do? I feel like you guys are just standing here looking stupid.
Alright, I'll make one for each, so I'm assuming you're taking a couple, turns to do this.
Hmm.
2 of them fail. So that's 2d4. Roll damage.
4 on one. That's a 5 on the other.
Alright. 2 of them, take psychic damage and are kind of rattled, and they're just like, yes, sir. Hey, boss, can we, get this over with? He's gonna chip away at us, and I cannot be bothered today. And Adam kind of looks at you, and he's like, I wanted this to be easy, but if you're gonna make this harder than we want it to be, then so be it. And he's gonna turn his back. Gonna walk. Oh, not there. Gonna walk here and turn his back to you. And the spell thieves are gonna begin throwing playing cards at you through the bars.
And as they do that,
Mm-hmm.
wait, okay. So there's bars now. It's not a glass pane anymore.
Oh, sorry, it is the glass pane. My bad. Their cards fly through the glass pane. It has to be one way. Sorry, I should have made that clear. Yes, it's one way, keeping you in.
But I'd like to try something else then. Well, something additional.
Okay, they're gonna make 3 attacks on you first.
Sure.
2 of them hit. A 26 and a 23.
Yep, those hit.
You take 11 points of slashing damage. And an additional 7 points of psychic damage, halved because of the necklace, to 3. You also, additionally, at the end of your turn, because you took a swipe and stuff, you take an additional 3 points of acid damage.
Still sitting pretty, so he's gonna like crack his neck a little bit, even though there's probably like cards stuck inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's gonna cast Toll the Dead on them.
Okay. Go for it. Oh, that's wisdom saves. Which one? The two on the left. The middle one and the left one has taken damage. So which one do you want to cast it at?
The middle one.
That's a fail. That's 2d12.
Mm-hmm.
Great spell.
So like, I want to kind of be like when he sees the bell, or when he hears the bell, he hears kind of like Lucy's voice, but it gets really deep and like kind of ominous. He takes 10 damage.
Cool. That's your turn.
Yeah, I think that's all I can do.
Two more hit. That's 13 points of slashing damage. And then 2 points of psychic damage. I halved it from 5 to 2. How are you sitting?
It's still good. I'm at 51 hit points.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, I guess he's just gonna start laughing. He's like, this is all you sons of bitches got. Why don't you come over here and finish the job?
They're gonna take 3 more attacks at you. Make your attack. Oh yeah, they
So
make the
this
save.
time,
Oh no. Yep.
this time I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hexblade's Curse on whichever one looks the most
Hurt.
hurt, yeah.
Yep, that'll be the center one.
And then gonna cast, if I can, Lightning Lure on it to put it so it like
Oh,
gets
okay.
himself across the cage.
Sure. Make an attack to hit. Roll a hit.
So it's a strength saving throw.
Oh, strength saving throw.
Yeah.
They are not strong. That's a foul. An 11.
Alright. Well, he's gonna take 2d8, and then is he also gonna take extra damage from
Yes,
hitting the
he
cage?
is.
And then he's also gonna take extra damage because of the Hexblade's Curse.
Yeah.
He's gonna take another +4.
So, or how much damage do you deal with lightning lure?
So 13 damage with the Lightning Lure, and then 4 extra damage
Yeah,
with
no,
the
you
Hexblade Curse.
fry him.
And then I'm gonna regain 5 HP when he dies.
God. The other the two spell thieves hit again. So that's 14 points of slashing damage. I rolled max damage. And then 7 points reduced to 3 points of psychic damage. How much are you at now?
39.
39. Adam looks fed up at this point. He's gonna walk up. He's gonna dismiss the walls. So the translucent blue walls fade, and he's gonna walk up to you. You know, I didn't want to do this. Take 2 swings at you. It's a crit.
What did he roll?
He rolled a 19. So he crits on a 19.
Now use. So does that automatically hit on crits?
Not necessarily, but he does have a plus 10 to hit, so it's a 29.
Hmm.
Bless you.
Lucy's
Bless you.
fucking
Thank you.
up right now.
Did you have anything?
I have shield, but it's not gonna do it.
No.
If he has a plus 10.
Or I'm doing maths.
Do the maths. I'll just stand here in the pool of acid.
Alright, so you're going to take 18 points of slashing damage and then 14 points of necrotic damage as he slices up with his longsword into your stomach.
Is that half of the necrotic?
Oh shit! 7 damage necrotic. I forgot you're resistant. Xandros and his goons have left at this point.
Adam. I'm just standing here and you still can't finish me off. Did you slack off while I was gone?
You know, you were always the better fighter. I just knew how to follow orders. You can take your turn if you would like.
I don't know if I can do
At
this.
the top of your turn, you do take 4 points of acid damage, though.
Okay. I'm gonna attempt something and let me know if I can do it.
Sure.
I want to cast Charm Person at 2nd level and charm the 2 spell thieves behind him.
Oh, okay. Sure. What kind of save is that? Charisma?
The wisdom of 16. Wisdom save.
Wisdom
16.
saving. The one on the left fails, the one on the right succeeds. Hey man, what are we doing fighting this guy? This seems really weird. Why is he not with pool of acid? It seems inappropriate for a business conversation.
Yeah, see, there was a little mess up. I actually got stuck in here. Can you let me out?
Yeah, no problems, hombre. He's gonna walk over. He's gonna get into the pool. Hey man, this kind of tingles.
Oh my god.
Just literally stood in the pool with me.
Yeah, he's gonna step into the pool and try and like help you out.
Oh god.
Well, Adam's sword doesn't split his stomach.
Okay, so that's your action. You have anything else you want to do?
Despite him, I'm gonna cast Second Wind on myself to regain some HP.
Okay, go for it.
So it's 1d10 plus 5.
Yeah. Thanks.
For a total of 6.
Okay.
So many ones.
Okay. Cool. At the end of your turn, are you gonna move?
Can I try moving backwards with the spell thief? Like,
The spell thief isn't gonna attack you,
turn.
but Adam will.
I use the spell thief as a shield.
No, you've used your action to charm him. You can't also.
Okay.
Yeah. If you had action
Then I'll
action
just,
surge, yes, but
kind of like T-pose in front of him. Say, do your best, Adam.
and you're gonna move.
Nope, I'm just gonna assert dominance.
Okay. Adam's gonna look at the guy.
Big dick energy.
Adam's gonna look at the guy, and he's just gonna be like, "No, it's so hard to get good help these days." And he's gonna take 2 swings against you, Lucy. Oh boy. That's a 19 to hit and a 28 to hit.
The 28 hits, the 19 does not.
Okay. So you take 8 points of slashing damage. and of 4 points of necrotic damage. And the Spell Thief is going to make an attack against you as well. Is going to miss. You're up.
He's at 4 hit points this time, but he's still standing if he can. He says, God damn, this is taking a while. I'll let this be over by now. You know what? Look, I'm about to die right at him, but why don't you give me one more chance? Let me out of this cage and...
I'll be doing just fine.
Captain
Gotta be down because I want it. Sorry.
And can I make a first on that?
Sure, go for it.
That is a 22.
So sorry. He rolled like a so he has a +5 to insight, and he rolled an 18.
Hmm.
He looks at you and he's like,
Really?
I'm sorry, but I gotta follow my orders. You know how it is.
Well, I'm waiting.
You're not gonna do anything else?
Is it my turn? I thought it was his turn.
No, it's your turn. He made an attack against you. It's your turn.
Wait, is he inside this pit?
No, he's standing
Or
on
is
the
he still
edge.
outside of it?
He's standing on the edge.
On the edge.
Of glory.
Glory.
Okay. Let me know if I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I ready myself to catch it and then pull him in.
To catch the sword. Pull him in.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Do you have an action surge left today? Well, yeah, you should do. You didn't do anything.
I haven't used it yet.
If you use your action surge in your reaction, yes. I'll allow you to pull him
Okay,
into
I would
the
like
acid.
to do that.
I'll say if he misses
That's
on
what
an
I'm
attack.
thinking.
If he misses on an attack.
Okay.
Okay. That's your turn?
So I don't have my reaction then. Or are those just 2 actions?
So what you'll do is for your reaction. So for your action, all right, here's what I'll do. For your action, you'll take the dodge action, right? So you're preparing for him to strike. If he misses on either of his attacks, you can use your reaction using your action surge as like an extra, as extra strength, I guess, to try and pull him in.
Gotcha.
Okay. So it's gonna make 2 attacks against you, both at disadvantage. First hit is a 16. A miss. Second attack.
That misses.
21. 11 plus 10. That hits.
So that does hit, but I'm gonna use the shield this time.
Okay, doesn't hit. So sure. Make a strength. Actually, I'll say you don't need to use your action surge. I'm like thinking about it. You should be fine. So you're using your reaction to pull him in. Make a athletic. We're gonna be making can't speak today. Contested athletics checks. So make an athletics check, and I will roll mine in roll 20.
That's an 8.
Oh boy. I'm pretty sure the only way he loses this is if he loses, if he gets a natural 1, is the only way he fails this. Because he has a +8 to athletics.
Oh damn.
So if he gets a natural 1, he fails. If he gets anything else, he beats you. So you try and pull him in, and I'm gonna say for flavor, how many hit points do you have left?
I have 4.
You have 4. For the sake of it, he's going to kind of in like a kind of like MMA kind of boxing thing. As you go to reach up and grab, he kind of like ducks under it and uses your momentum to shove you down further into the acid. Your head's beneath the liquid. You can feel yourself trying to breathe, and you're just breathing in the acid. You feel it burning at your throat. You take 6 points of acid damage. And the last thing you see is Adam holding you down into the acid. You can feel your eyes slowly melting, fading to black as you look up. And as you feel your consciousness fading, you hear a voice in your head. Lucifer, I do not like to leave loose ends. Hear the voice of Sundaresh.
Well, aren't you a little voice to hear?
And you hear Erdi saying, "You don't think we talked about it, leaving you alive? I will live up to my end of the bargain. You can stay alive." And then you hear the voice of Sind. "In the form we choose." And you feel, as your soul fades, as you fade from unconsciousness, you feel your soul sucked into the Firestorm blade. Where immediately you gain consciousness and you can see out of the little ruby in the center. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
No!
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you fucking joking?
I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, what?
He's immortal, but
She lives up.
it didn't specify.
She didn't break any part of her bargain.
It
He's
didn't
alive.
specify how.
Nope.
Oh, that is actually fucked.
Also, Adam now has
What
all
are
of your
you
magic
doing?
items and is now the wielder of the Firestorm blade. So well done.
Jesus
Good
Christ.
job, everyone.
Lucy
He's
gets
one strong motherfucker.
How? Okay, just like okay, this. Yume, your next character better be banging because y'all, everyone must be so desperate for it.
Maybe Lucy. Maybe you guys get
Funny.
to chat to Lucy in the next campaign as the sentient Firestorm blade.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck, Richard? Same brain cell. Holy shit.
Look, if you guys had gone with Lucy, it would have been fine.
If Lucy had gone with us, it would be fine too.
Are you fucking joking?
No, I'm not.
So like now what? You've just
Yume, we're gonna have to talk about your other character. That's what we're gonna
you've
have
got to
to
be
do.
fucking joking.
Sure.
Is he gonna be the soul? Or what his name is?
The what? Sorry.
I thought Lucy's new, Yume's new character was called Soul or something.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely talk about the next character.
Oh my god.
I'm not happy. I'm so sad. Oh my god, why?
That is
I think you guys
so
left on a
rude.
good note with Lucy.
A good note?
Most of
I-
us.
No, because
really?
I knew what Lucy was walking into, and when his last words to Dante, I was like, oh no, you can't end like that. You can't say goodbye to him like that. There were ways for Lucy to get out of that situation, by the way. He could have attempted to run up, like where Xandros was going, and try and flee that way after Adam pulled down the thing, but like he had 2 spell thieves after him and Adam, so he could have tried to run away.
Mhm.
But
I like the charm person though.
Don't say he could have.
I'm sorry,
I tried.
he tried his
The
best.
rolls were not in my favor.
No,
He tried his best. He T-posed and got hit. I feel like that's. He tried his best.
So thank you very much, Yume, for the beautiful character of Lucy. Maybe he'll come back later.
I like how we just did his fucking Around a Tabletop episode too.
Yeah.
It is, I wanted to mention like Rowen really missing having Lucy around while we were traveling to the city, and I'm like, oh well, girl, you'll get enough opportunity now.
I will say though, Dante, I'll leave this open. Dante, when you went to text Emmyth, Lucy's name is still there.
I was thinking about that.
His name is still there. He's not dead. That would violate the bargain.
Just...
Oh my god.
He's a spy.
Oh yeah, he literally is, because he's literally in Adam's pocket now. Adam.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the sus emote, the Lucy sus emote is like so useful now. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I'm sorry, Yume.
Okay.
Welcome.
He chose his path. He chose his path.
So I actually had a
so
meeting. I actually had a meeting with Yume earlier in the week, and I want to let everybody know this from like, hey, look, I want to try and keep the party together, make sure it doesn't split again. Maybe you could talk to like the other players and like try and sort things out. But it was just not going his way.
Tried.
Sorry, I think we all knew I was never gonna get on that train.
That's all right. It happens.
Yeah, you know what I thought? I thought we could, if we had gone with Lucy, I thought we could have had like a moment with Matif and Lucy where Lucy's like, dude, even though it's not his fault, it's fully not his fault that he killed Matif's mentor, but just with Lucy being like, dude, I'm so sorry, this fucking sucks. And Matif being like, yeah, man.
Honestly, I thought
Like it was a very active decision to kill Mulin.
I thought, so this is me as a DM. I thought Lucy's mum being kidnapped might have been a triggering point for Matif and him to kind of bond a little bit. So I know that if that happened to Matif's mum, he would have been like, fuck this, I'm going to go save my mum, please come with me. Right? And I was hoping that might have been like a flashpoint for Matif to go, okay, we can put aside our differences for this, but apparently not.
It's not really something I thought about in the moment.
Yeah, I also didn't catch that.
That was just me though. That's me as a DM, like planning for things that maybe the players didn't pick up on, but that's okay. Yeah.
Also,
I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot.
I forgot.
Did Emmyth say that he's going to be losing Eve twice now? Is that what you were insinuating?
I think she was talking about tell me when you lose your mum like a couple more times and then I'll care.
I was talking about Eve.
Oh, you were talking about Eve. I thought you were talking about the mum.
She said twice.
Gotcha.
Oh, a couple more times, I think she said, right?
Yeah. As in, I've had to fucking lose Lucy, like, practically 3 times.
3 times, I think. Yeah.
That's fucking rough, dude.
And now he's like, I get it. And then she's just like, do you? Go and fucking watch Eve die a couple more times and then come back to me.
That was such a raw line. I was like, whoa.
I know. I don't know where that came from. I hate and love being mean as a character.
That wasn't mean. That was like...
No.
It don't want to sound like...
brutal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing, though. He's always like, no, I totally understand where y'all are coming from. It's like, not really. Like, not at any fault of his own, but... He has no idea what it feels like to lose Lucy.
He's sorry he's dying.
Yeah, maybe he can emphasize now that he's lost his body.
How the fuck are we supposed to know about it?
Dante and him
maybe
could still...
when Dante checks in.
Dante messages, hey, how you going? He's like, I'm a sword now. I'm a sword now.
Help!
Hell.
I'm a sword.
Help me. I'm in a sword.
I was hoping you guys would realize that the sisters were working together. I was hoping you'd pick up on it, but...
Huh. I didn't at all.
Fuck
I
it,
thought they would
that's
have
the
been.
Because I thought they hated each other.
That's the BBEG. I want them dead so badly.
they're actually not.
Yep.
They're high up there,
We
but
are
they're not
taking the sword.
BBEG.
Okay, well, I want them dead.
Mm-hmm.
They will be BBEG once they combine into their goddess form.
What the fuck?
That's what I'm thinking.
Honey, no.
Also add that Adam is super buff right now.
Adam.
He has a lot of really good items.
Including you.
Yeah! I wanna. This is gonna.
You
sound
are
weird.
you are an item now.
I wanna wield Lucy so bad.
What? Oh, so you want to give back your super cool sword that you got this episode?
I would never cheat on my super cool sword that I got this episode. Lucy is a cool name, but Starlight Thunder is so fucking cool.
you can have the stars in one hand, you can have the sun and the light in the other.
Can I do that?
Yes, technically. You need to take
But
a
it-
feat. You'd have to take the dual wielding feat. But once you took that, yes, you could wield 2 long swords, one in each hand.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, everybody. We should probably plug ourselves. I feel super depressed now.
Aww.
I think I cried a bit.
I almost did when I had to say that.
I don't.
Let's start with the shooting star, Starlight Thunderer, Yereza.
Oh shit, that's me! Oh!
I just realized that I gave the shooting star VTuber a starlight sword.
The star sword.
Star sword.
Fucking love it
Didn't even
so
sound that.
much. All right, I'm Reza. I just got the coolest sword ever, and I also do art and gaming here on Twitch. So, yeah, no, that's it. Okay, thank you.
Okay. PastelTheSnake.
Yeah, hi. My name is PastelTheSnake on both Twitch and Twitter. I stream TTRPG content on Monday. Maybe not this Monday, but on Mondays we build on this channel and my channel. And then on Wednesday we have a fun episode of A Round of Tabletop coming up. So at this time, so check that out. And then I play a game called Glitter Hearts on my channel on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Okay. Mr. Vossler.
Yeah, I am WyndhamVossler, detective VTuber and part-time catboy. Damn, we just watched Lucy die again.
Yeah.
Yes. Similarly, I also watched Yume die in Elden Ring earlier this week. So if you'd also like to see that, come by my stream.
The callouts.
I did it without you.
Astrid.
Hey, I offered to help. I did my best. Okay.
And I appreciate it.
Astrid.
Hi, I'm Astrid Arcana. I'm mentally distraught after this. Lot of emotions. I stream here on Twitch as well. I do much art. I also love to play video games and be completely unhinged. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and occasionally Instagram at Astrid Arcana as well.
And yeah, that's about it.
Okay. And the dead man himself. Yume.
Just hello. This is the fourth time I've been in this situation, but I feel like Lucy makes his decisions and he accepts the consequences.
Yeah, I just sent Yume a message saying I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, he lives with the choices that he makes.
I mean,
Even
he
if
has
it-
no choice but to live at this
Yeah.
point.
Live is a very
Exactly.
strong word.
But if you guys would like to still know a little bit more about Lucy, the latest chapter, Flowers of Evil, released last week, and that's the chapter where he first meets Eve. And currently writing chapter 9, which will be the last, second to last, with a total of 10 chapters. So please look forward to that. I'll be working on chapter 9 and hopefully finishing it by mid of this week and releasing it on next session. But yeah, but it's been very fun playing Lucy, and we'll see if it comes back again. I hope he'll come back again, whether as a sword or as a villain of sorts, maybe. We'll see. But it was a pleasure, and yeah, we'll see what happens next with Mr. Usubeni Yume.
Hi everyone. I'm Merlin the Magister. I feel very sad. I feel like I could have done that differently, and now I'm regretting all my life choices. I stream Apex sometimes, and mini building on Mondays. If you want to hang out, please do that. I feel so upset now. Oh my lord.
You don't have to.
Oh god.
You did a great job, though. This
Yeah,
is so cool.
Such a good DM.
Oh, I feel
did
so
You're
horrible.
perfect.
I feel worse than the first time I killed him. The 2 and 3 were for fun, but this one just felt shit.
I mean, I guess everyone would feel bad if they dissolved someone in acid very slowly and then drowned them, in addition to that,
Yeah.
in the acid.
Yeah.
And then turn them into the sword.
Yeah, so
And
this
then
is...
kept the they're so sentient, but in an
It's gonna
inanimate.
make him feel worse.
Hey guys.
Here's the thing.
We love
it's
you,
just
Merlin.
because it's just because you like the character so much.
Yeah.
He's coming back.
I
You'll
would
probably
love
bring
to
him
have a
back.
character arc like Lucy. You're doing great.
I want
You're doing
so
great,
badly
sweetie.
Guys,
for
look in general. Look in the general chat.
No! Oh, come on!
Oh, fuck off.
you have to put that on Twitter.
I do.
No,
That has to be our new banner.
I'm putting it as a
That's
new
just-
banner.
That's just spoiler central, but go off.
Oh my god. If you guys want to see what we're talking about, go to Twitter. We have a new banner.
That's
You sound so sad
spoilery,
about
though.
I feel so upset. Can I retcon it?
Oh.
No, I'm joking.
No.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
Is he coming back?
Maybe.
I want the next campaign to find a sword that has a necromantic property to it, and for us to be like, huh, that's weird, and then bring somebody back with it, and it's just Lucy.
Oh my
and
god.
his soul is in like this new person that we brought back.
Imagine next campaign, right? You guys roll up new characters. Yume just plays Lucy, but a sentient sword. Like a floating sword.
Like a warlock, Pact
Yes!
blade kind of guy who wields Lucy.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yes!
Or
Oh my
he's-
god, we
Yes.
talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah.
A sentient sword patron?
That is one of the patrons in.
That's what
the
Lucy
game.
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Lucy was a hexblade. Warlock.
Hmm.
With Send.
Ah.
Still is, technically. He's not dead.
Can the sword,
He-
can the sword's
he's
appearance like kind of change because Lucy is the sword now?
Yeah, sure. How do you want it to look?
Wait.
Let me think about it.
All
But
right.
there has to be like an L on there somewhere.
I just realized he
Bargain.
lives big L's everywhere, big losses everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Bruh, damn. Talk about taking an L, like. Dude.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
well, you guys have to take care of his orphanage. Someone has to give them money. Well, actually, he gave them all their money.
Yeah.
Did
Before
he?
he left.
Any-
so
Did he
they're good.
though?
Does anybody even know
Did he
that
not
he
do it?
has an orphanage?
He
Yeah,
was.
I don't know.
But I'll
Like, it's not like
I'll,
you talk to us about shit.
I'll tell you. Adam
Don't tell me there's
and
actually no orphanage.
no, Adam and Markovia have been
No.
Stealing all the mail?
stealing all your mail.
Oh no.
They did set up an orphanage and it is running, but they haven't received any funds after the initial payment, the initial funds,
Oh my god.
because they've been redirected
So-
to Adam.
Okay.
I
gave him,
want-
like,
Guess you would
5,000
find that out
gold.
as your blade anyway.
Also, guys, just because it's not going to come up again, Adam from up until Pillager's Cove had been following you guys since you left the Awa Republic. He was on the same boat.
You fucking joking?
No, he was following you the entire time.
I am going to set something on fire.
Yeah.
He's. If you guys have seen Inglorious Bastards, I told Merlin he's going to be like the guy played by what's his name, Christopher something.
Hmm.
I don't remember his name.
Oh my lord. Yeah, so he's been there the whole time, just following. You guys never like tried to check if people were following you or if things were sus. That's just kind of
Probably still never will.
Yeah, probably still never will. But that's just a fun. Yeah. Oh, I feel
See,
awful.
Lucy did do that though. He saw the spell thieves and he tried to sneak into the
Oh
forest
yeah,
to
that
find
is
Dante.
true. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first hint. The spell thieves in. Actually, that wasn't him. That was Andros. Going on you.
You know, one of his enemies.
Yeah, one of his many enemies. But they've been in cahoots for ages, so yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching, everybody. I feel so depressed now. Oh my god.
You didn't get to see his last speech though, and I wonder if we will.
He has a last speech prepared. Of course he does. Of course he has a last speech prepared.
He does. It was gonna be the speech that he would use to take back Markovia.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. We have been VTuber Tabletop, and we'll see you on the other side. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi.